And now for something completely different.
From the side, this has got such a big thing. I can actually put food in it in some sort of trough.
We were talking about how you have a platform and how you're a narcissist.
Yeah, how I'm just better than all of you.
Pretty sus, isn't it, though? It's pretty sus. Fuzzy Bomb thinks it's sus. He's committed. He's committed. Fuzzy, right?
I lost my snood, so literally have to wear boxer shorts.
No one expects an old lady.
So, episode 2.
Aye.
Electric Boogaloo.
Oh my god, of course.
And we have a guest this time. Would you want us to refer to you as Owlet or Jared?
Either
now
one.
that you've legally changed your name.
Legally changed my name.
Come for the change.
I don't know. People are still very much allowed to call me Owlet.
Nice.
Fair.
I think we'll stick with I think Owlet's easier because obviously the majority of us have known you like that way for a year, and it's kind of weird calling people by their real names in the gaming industry.
Yeah, it does feel so strange.
Yeah, I mean, like, even when you know him, it's like that doesn't feel legal.
Yeah.
and it's Jared is kind of a horrible American name.
Wow, dude. Oh my god.
I mean, to be honest, like,
Warm to the guest. Warm to the guest, we told him.
Alright, you can't say chicken anyway. It's fine. My brother's middle name's Jared. Don't worry. It's okay.
oh, I'm so sorry.
It is a very like what you'd like the main character in a high school film would have. I feel
It very much is. I'm shocked that they didn't go with that for like High School Musical or some shit. It just sounds right.
Troy. That's another. Yeah.
It's probably on the short list. I mean,
Yeah.
I probably almost made it.
I mean, they used some pretty they had
Every other-
Troy, and then
every
they had
other
his best
backing-
friend was like Chad or something.
Yeah, there's Chad.
Yeah, so there's
But every other backing character was called Jared. All the extras.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
That's canon. You can look it up on the wiki.
Goss is sitting here going, high school what? That was like 100 years ago. What?
Yeah. It's not. He prefers the older references. That one's too upbeat for him.
Look, just because I failed my O levels, all right.
All of it. Are you cold out there,
But
Goss?
no, yeah.
What?
Are you cold out there, mate?
Don't worry, I'll warm myself up.
You got a McMuffin,
Oh yeah, got
Oh god.
got an order on the way.
Got another on the way, nice.
But yeah, we've actually this time we've actually wrote down topics. The last episode we just kind of went all balls to the wall and just spoke, but we actually have a list of things to talk about. We brushed over that obviously you are from America.
Yep.
So how are you? You're in Scotland, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. How is life in the UK?
It's pretty good, yeah. Really liking it here. I feel like I've pretty much not adjusted. I'm never gonna adjust fully. But yeah, I mean, it can be very different here, of course. But yeah,
Especially
I'm really
in
liking
Scotland.
it. Oh yeah. I mean, especially where I'm at, like Glasgow area.
Oh, you're in the
Glaswegians are just built different, man.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's like it's
I'll-
Scotland. It's not Edinburgh.
no, God no. I'll tell you. Last term I dated somebody who was she was from here. Whole relationship, didn't hear a damn thing she said. Couldn't understand a word.
How it goes. Even though I don't think even they can understand each other. I think they just like try and work off body language and facial expressions, and they're just like
Hand signals and
yeah. They all know sign language, but none of them can speak actual English.
All united in their hatred of the English.
Yeah. All I know is if somebody's shouting "square go" at you in the middle of the street, just back off.
Is there can you tell like a difference in like the because when I usually speak to Americans that come over here, they obviously talk about how the sugar and all that is a lot less, and the foods is much better because it's not just crammed with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm over here with some other Americans in the program I'm in. So we're all sitting there eating food from here, and we just kind of look at each other and we're just like, needs more chemicals. Because I mean, that's a big difference. Is I feel like there's just more chemicals in the American food. Like,
Yeah, they probably get away with
Well,
more.
you give them fancy names. We just call them E numbers.
E numbers, yeah. Yeah, but then we give them there's like a million numbers.
That's half the puzzle. It's a challenge.
You're gonna sit there and was like, how is this gonna mess you up today?
Well, how hyper are you? E47.
Cool. So that means I'm gonna be bouncing off the walls.
more of an E48 man myself.
No, that's too mellow for me.
So obviously one of the bigger things that's happened this week is obviously the update to Sea of Thieves with the Shrouded Deep, a callback to the first ever event in Sea of Thieves, the Hunger in Deep. And I didn't take part in that, and I don't think anyone else here did either.
No, I wasn't around during that one. I remember seeing the marketing for it, but that's about it.
When did you start playing Sea of Thieves?
I actually played quite a bit at launch, just not on that account. There's
Right.
this weird thing that happened where I bought the game at launch, and then I had it on that email. Then I signed up for Game Pass, and it gave me a different pirate. So I technically had two pirates on one account. So later on, they ended up being like, oh, wow. Yeah, so they merged it with some of my items that I had and then my Black Dog set. So they're like, here's this, you have one pirate now, sorry about that. And yeah, but I didn't get any the achievements or anything moved, so.
That's so weird.
Yeah, it was a really weird situation.
Yeah, obviously I think we all three of us though have done the Shrouded Deep event, and you were mentioning that you haven't played it yet recently.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really been around too much in game just because of my school schedule, but just kind of watching from the sidelines, kind of living vicariously through Twitter.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it was like the setting up of the event was kind of boring and lackluster. Like I think that the thing what made the Hunger in Deep special was that it was the first time that Megalodons ever came to the Sea of Thieves, so everyone was hyped to see the mechanics and obviously have it in the game. But now you're just summoning the four main Megalodons, which isn't all that special, and then the majority of people are waiting around for hours to then try and summon the Shrouded Ghost, which, I mean, the fight was really good. Luckily I was able to on the update day I got onto a galleon and a sloop came up and offered to alliance straight away, and we were able to do it on day one without hassle or issues. But I know that other people are still struggling to this day to either find people to do it or have the time to do it, because it takes a lot of time to set up if you're only doing it with one ship.
Yeah, I mean,
Obviously,
I remember. I remember seeing the announcement for it on Twitter, and I don't know, I was conflicted because I was like, yeah, it would be really cool to see the Shrouded Ghost in game, but at the same time, I kind of want my first time seeing the Shrouded Ghost to be just encountering it randomly.
Yeah, 100%.
You know? And I've seen some of that sentiment on Twitter as well. So I don't know, part of me actually just doesn't even want to do it, just for that reason.
It's kind of it kind of gives me that feeling of, when you play GTA Online and then you just duplicate cars and make money, and then the feeling of making money is just boring, and then when you buy everything you want, you're just like, I don't really want to play this game anymore. It kind of gave me that feeling where it wasn't a special encounter, because I knew what to expect. I knew I was going to get the Shrouded Ghost.
Yeah.
Best thing about it for me was the intro video. It was the video that they put out 2 days before, with Belle's thing bouncing up out of the water.
Boy.
I want that as a playable vehicle in the game. I'd just steam around with
just the first solo ship.
Just solo ship with mega cake strapped to it, just zooming around on some fluorescent green boy. That'd be content. Get on it, Rare. Anyway, ultimately, I'm sort of in the same camp. I've killed a Meg. I've killed a Crested Queen. and an Ancient Terror and a Shadowmoor and a Hungry One, I don't need to go to a far-off island to do it. And I don't need to do it 4 times and then sit around for 2.5 hours while I wait for other ships. And in the end, on Thursday on stream, literally, me and my crewmate, we just sailed to Ancient Spire and kidnapped somebody. And the problem is, the problem is, well, no, because we tried to speak to them, and the difference between obviously NA servers and EU servers is EU servers, you've got dozens of languages. So a ship spawns, they don't speak English. I have no idea what their nationality is. So we're just at an impasse of just nodding at each other and just playing the instruments, going, ha ha ha, would you come over here? And they go, so in the end, I just literally just raised their anchor and sailed their sloop to M12, where the event happens, and coerced them into triggering this, because we had another sloop crew that was in exactly the same boat as us. And for me, the major difference that would have made it a much more smoother, and though I'm not a fan of the content, I do agree with you, Chicken, that the end piece is great, and with the ship battle, it's all right, but it just to trigger it just took. I mean, it's like a Flameheart mashed with a Meg, and then Pendragon turns up. Spoilers, but he does.
Massive crap.
Flashing his tash and pointing his stick into things to make them glow.
Doing a thing that he did last time, fucked the world up. Doing it again, just like, oh yeah, you killed the shard. Now we're gonna stop playing violins on things with your sword, man. It never ends well.
But for me,
what I found funny is that I was doing the new Athena voyage as well when I was doing the adventure. So when they were like, "We need to get the veil," and I'm like, "I was already strapped to my ship, mate. Like, I've already got it on board. It doesn't make sense."
But the only thing that would have made it much smoother is it shouldn't be 5 people. It should be 2 crews. So if you have 2 solo guys go in, then for me that's a chance encounter. You're doing it with another crew. You can't help it, because if you're a solo, you could be sat around there for ages. And the worst experience that I saw was of another sort of crew, was where they had collected all of the Meg essence, or Lynx Africa or whatever it is, and they put it on the ritual table, and they waited around for about an hour and a half. No one came, and this is a galleon, so they were in a good chance, but no other ships came. They got server merged, and all of it disappeared. There's no checkpoints. There's no checkpoints, so they had to go off and do it all again. And finally, they managed to do it. And I think, in the end, not on stream. They had to end their stream, and they managed to do it later on off stream. But that's soul destroying for people. It's soul destroying for a content creator, especially if you've built up the hype of something. You've taken it on board. You've done it. You brought it back to the ship, and then you get server merged out, and everything's wiped away. It's like,
it's a fist through the monitor.
But honestly, by the end, you can ask my chat. By the end of Thursday, I was raging. I was just, I'm done with this shit. I am never doing. Thankfully, I've done all of the deeds, and I am never touching that again, because it was horrible.
I was trying to kill the fucking Hungarian one, just the Hungarian one, and they're just so much more aggressive. Like, I don't understand, because obviously all the other Megs aren't spawning now. It's just these ones, isn't it, at the moment?
Yeah, that's another stupid thing. That's another really stupid
thing. There's no chance encounters until May the 12th.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Honestly, that Meg, it was so aggressive for a Meg, and I know, and I thought it was just because everyone was like, "Oh, the Shrouded bites so often," and blah blah blah, but. Just the Hungarian one, man. That today, and it made me rage quit. I was just like, nah, I'm done with this. I'm not playing a Meg of all things.
Also, blue one. When you spawn them when you're shooting the flare from the island, because the flare doesn't go far enough. The Megs spawn really close to the island, and because they're so close to the island, their hitboxes are all wonky, so they're like really, because of how shallow it is, they're pushed up to the surface. And when they come into your boat, they just fucking fling it away. There's been so many videos of ships flying across the sky because they've just been hit.
Those, yeah,
it happened to me at Marauder's Ark when I was going for the Crested Queen. If fucking flew my galleon about 3 squares away, and we had to sail back to kill it.
Jesus.
So dumb.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, like, hearing this and like watching the fallout of it on Twitter, it doesn't necessarily make me want to go do it. If I'm being honest, like
I mean,
it sounds
the rewards aren't
cool.
worth it either.
That's how I feel. I honestly, if I were to jump on Sea Thieves tomorrow, I'd rather just go do a fucking Gold Hoarders quest or something, and just be like, okay, y'all can play with the megalodons over there. Y'all can do that.
Honestly, the new Athena quest is better than the adventure.
Interesting.
Oh,
There you go.
100%.
There's the juxtaposition. If you want a fair and balanced view, ladies and gentlemen, the Meg quest, crap. Right?
Yeah,
the
it's just summoning and killing Megs.
The Athena, 2 thumbs up from me. I enjoyed it. I've only done it once, but I really enjoyed it. The loot is good. I know you can not cheese it because it's not cheesing it, but you can really double down on the emissary system because you can keep re-raising and get. So I think on average you can probably get about 3 Athenas out of every voyage, which is great, especially because the loot, the way you get to level 30 is a grind, proper grind. So it'd be interesting to see if they do nerf it. Because they've got to nerf it. Will they though? They've not.
I feel like
they've
they
not
will.
nerfed sea forts though. And we all thought they would do that, and they haven't.
No, because, the sea forts were created for people to come in and have like a quick 10-15 minutes, come in, get a little bit of loot, dip off quickly. That's why there's so much food there. That's why you don't see as many planks and cannonballs there, because is there a plank? I don't know if there's a plank barrel. There might be a plank barrel in the sea forts.
There is, but it only does like 15.
Yeah, exactly. So compared to like the
150
three
cannonballs,
different... Yeah, the 3 cannonball barrels, then there's all the food barrels, obviously. Then there's the hanging ones that got meat in them and all that kind of stuff. There's loads of pineapples. And even after that, when, because there was loads of people going on about it, and it was just it's just created to just be a quick in and out. And, obviously people are going to use it to stock up, but at the same time, everybody's got the ability to, and at that point, it's why not just take, 5 minutes out of your time to go stock up on that? But, with this Athena voyage, you can do it quite quickly. After, you've done it the first, once or twice, and you kind of know what's going on. You can get it done quite quickly, depending on your RNG as well. If your RNG is really good, you can get it done in 20 minutes, half an hour.
I got mine. Mine was at Crescent Isle. I was done it in I'm definitely under 40 minutes. As even the first attempt, it was great. So Crescent Isle, Sailor's Bounty, back to Crescent Isle, and the Whirlwind is northwest of Crescent Isle. Okay, thanks very much. And all.
I came to this realization right now. But I was adamant that they're going to nerf it. But I just thought they're not going to nerf it. They want more people to reach 20 and 30 because there's only 31,000 people who are Athena 20.
Out of the million pirate legends.
They put that in there to ramp up the number, so it's more of a reason to make Athena content.
It's the exact same reason that they did.
They're not going to change it.
It's the exact same reason that they did the you can sell basically all your loot as Athena stuff. And it'll give you that weekend. It was oh yeah, we got a golden glory, but it's glorious glory. They
shot themselves in the foot because they obviously took away Arena and said, well, we're taking this away because only 2% of people are doing it, and then they release a month later only 31,000 people are Athena 20,
so just
and
remove
now we're
it.
giving you Athena stuff. It's just
just get rid of Athena.
You can make the argument,
Just remove Pirate Legends.
I literally just thought of that, and it makes sense. They want to bump up the number.
Yep. And then they'll bring Athena. They'll bring Arena back. You see, for level 30 of the Athena people, who are just PvE grinders. That's all the people that we allowed in Arena. Is people that are Athena 30.
Well, I was speaking to, I don't know who I was speaking to. Was it you, Vim? We were saying that...
We talk.
I don't know whether it was you, Vim, but I was saying a good alternative for removing Arena would have been to ban it between Monday and Friday, and then only have the servers open for Arena on Saturday and Sunday to kind of have an influx of people using it, rather than having sessions where obviously no one joins, or having it only available on certain days means that you will probably find more people playing it.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's kind of restrictive to people who obviously there's majority of people can play more on the weekend, but at the same time it's also restricted to the people who can't play on the weekend.
Maybe have one where it's like Wednesdays and Sundays or something stupid like that.
Unless it was just open like, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Have a gold rush for Arena. There's only an hour every day.
Well, that's the thing. Golden Glory always, Arena always picked up during Golden Glory because everyone was getting in there and they were like, oh, I'm going to get my level 50 and, whatever, to get all the, the shit pieces so they could get the other crap. Never cared about it.
Yeah, I was never really that much into Arena myself. I just didn't spend a lot of time in there. I mean, the time I did spend in there, I enjoyed. Like, there was nothing wrong with it. Like, it was fun. I was always playing with people that would want to be in adventure mode,
Right, yeah. Did you play Arena when comms were banned or when they were
I played
allowed?
a little bit when they were allowed, but the bulk one I played was after they were banned. And it was very much a different experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, this game is all about making memories and finding people and having fun that way. And obviously that there's people that ruin it. But I mean, even now after Arena's closed, the amount of toxicity that I come across, like literally last night, I mean, you were watching Vim. I was on an NA server and I was called the F slur multiple times by this one crew, and I'm like, oh. And then the guy I was sailing with was like, yep, this is the NA experience. And I was like, okay, cool. It's like it doesn't matter where it is, but in any game is going to have stuff like that. And obviously, if your main like solution to it is just to ban everyone's comms, then you're going to ruin the experience for a lot of other people.
Yeah.
It's weird that you say, well, no, it's not weird, but I found that certain people from certain places tend to be more leaning towards one. So it's like when I get chewed out by someone in SOT, or in the majority of games, not to paint all of the Americans with one brush or British people with one brush, whatever. The majority of the time, it's the Americans that are super homophobic. It's the Europeans that are freaking racist as hell. The amount of times I've run into Polish and Russian as well. I know it's, but Polish, Russian people, Spanish, Italian, they're so bad. Just spamming the N-word at you, and it's like, bro, there's no need. And then you hit the UK, and it's just, you don't even know what you're gonna get. They'll just come at you.
That's probably just such a cultural thing, because obviously, like we were saying earlier, that playing on EU servers, you have a lot of different languages and cultures, so it's a lot easier to, well, I say it's a lot easier, but it's more likely to run into racism rather than homophobia. Whereas in America, there is obviously cultures and stuff, but I mean, people like to obviously exercise their freedom of speech a lot more heavily, and they like to say that because of freedom of speech, but hate crime isn't on that list. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Owlet's just sitting here trying to hold it all back.
He's there he just turns the camera sideways. He's got a big American flag up. He's got guns all over the wall. He's I smuggled them over in my shipment container. Yeehaw, motherfuckers.
But with a Glaswegian flavour, though.
That's me.
With a Glaswegian flavour. Yeah. I mean...
Well, everything's deep fried still.
Owlet, Celtic or Rangers, which one?
I do not want to get stabbed.
Good choice. Good choice. Good choice. Good choice.
Stabbing is your biggest worry here.
Yeah, I'd personally.
Where did you come from in America?
I grew up in California. And do y'all know the town Santa Cruz? I see a weird amount of Santa Cruz gear over here.
Yeah, so it's because it's one of those real mainstream skate brands that nobody actually realizes is kind of dog shit. and so they all rock it because it's like, oh, it's got a cool design on it. It's like, yeah, but the skateboard's
It's got a hand on it.
Yeah, it's got a, yeah. They love the
got a
hand
head.
with the, like the tongue stick. Or is it the eye? I can't remember.
yeah.
It's like the
Oh,
mouth
yeah.
in the hand or whatever.
I
Yeah.
saw the giant logo plastered on a window in Glasgow, and it's like, it was really weird. But I don't know. It's just like, I mean, I grew up with that, so
It's just a little bit of
But
home
yeah.
away from home.
yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah. So originally from there, and then I briefly moved to Oklahoma City for like a year. Did some school there, and then after that, I moved to Manhattan in New York, and I lived there for about 5 years. So then I came here.
So you went. So wait. So you went from, so obviously California's West Coast, and then you went
Yeah.
all the way over to East Coast.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm just progressively moving across the globe.
It's gonna in like
Next you'll be in China next. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
just don't go to Russia. Okay.
Wasn't planning on it.
Don't go to Russia.
Personally, if
Speaking of Russia,
I want to go there, I'll just download CS:GO again.
right? Speaking of Russia, I went to the shop earlier. I think you'll like this if it works and it actually shows you. I saw this old dude at the checkout. Right, he was at the self-service in Tesco. I saw his T-shirt and I had to run over and I was like, "Bro, can I please take a picture of your T-shirt, my dude? Please." His T-shirt. It says, you can't really see it. It's,
No, I can. It's
hang
kill
on, let me-
Putin. Get
kill
petrol.
Putin. Get petrol prices down to £1.5 a litre. And it says it on the front and the back.
Yeah, it's boring.
He's like
Stuff-
80 years old. Like,
Yeah, but
dude had
All
like
it
two
takes is
teeth
one
in his
hero,
head.
folks. All it takes is one
yeah.
hero.
It's-
And like, I took the picture. Some dude walked past me and he went, "That's going to be trending on Twitter later," and just carried on walking. It's just like, all right.
At least it wasn't in Welsh, because it would have been around the whole top.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like banded around down the sleeves. Got a big dragon on it.
I mean, he's got his. He's
When
got
I
first
his
did the,
priorities. Don't stop war or humanitarian suffering. Just get the
get the
petrol
petrol
prices down. You know how much it cost to fill my Honda Civic the other day. It's outrageous.
So
Same price as his T-shirt.
All right. It's like, oh, do I eat or do I fill up the car and go and get money so I can't eat?
Now, did he custom make that, or was that just like there somewhere on the internet? Like, I want to know.
I didn't ask. I should have asked because that's something that I need to know. I'm gonna. You know what? This is a Google job for me now.
Yeah. Let's
see if it's
see,
on
where do
Etsy.
I buy that T-shirt?
Kill Putin T-shirt. There we go.
Putin.
Oh, there's anti-Putin T-shirts. Redbubble.com. There we go. Fuck Putin. Fuck Putin. I stand with Ukraine. Fuck Putin. Russian warship. Go fuck yourself.
I like that one. That one's fun.
I need ammo, not a ride, with the fucking president of Ukraine on it. Putin, go
That was a
home
good quote.
to hell. Yeah, I love that one. I need ammo, not a ride.
Here's one with
Fuck
an
Putin.
American flag censoring the fuck because America has to put themselves in the center of everything.
I mean, I love it. This one says anti-Putler, and it's got Putin with a Hitler haircut and a mustache.
Lovely.
Yeah. Oh my god, they've got a Zelensky. Oh, hang on. So, if I can find this, I've got this jumper, right? This one. So they've got a Zelensky jumper that's like this.
Oh,
That's
It's
incredible.
absolutely incredible.
Do you think I can order a Zelensky body pillow? Like, is that a thing that might be online?
Might be back from his
Like, I don't
acting.
want to
pretty
know.
sure you can get it custom.
Actually,
Back
I,
from his
I
acting
do want to
days.
know.
Basically, when he was still a film star.
Actually, yeah.
It said it on the front of the back. So he must have got it from somewhere, surely. I don't know.
Holy shit, they do have Zelensky pillows. Looks like normal pillows, though.
Oh. I love his story though. Like he played like the president in a TV show or a movie, and people loved him so much that they voted him as the actual president.
Right.
And now Putin's like, "What up, homeboy?" And he's just like, "I guess I got to do with this then." Absolute badass, man. What an absolute lad.
You good?
Yeah, sounds like someone's getting humped in the corridor. Just all of a sudden, just said, "Ah!" It's like, what?
Oh, is that the pillow? Oh god.
There we go. That is, yeah.
Oh my god. Do you know what's even better? That looks like a cardboard cutout just lying in the bed because the way the corner looks, it looks like it's being like cut out. That's incredible.
When you come home and catch your girl in bed with Zelensky again.
You can't be mad though, can you?
No, I'd be like, you know what? Y'all finish up in here. I'm gonna go.
Yeah. Thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for fronting World War III, brother. Kisses.
Kisses. Kisses for Zelensky. Sounds like some sort of Russian play.
Yeah, it's like a Russian. It's like the Sound of Music, but it's all in Russian.
By Chekhov.
Oh man.
Chekhov and Sondheim got together for a day. This is what happened.
Oh boy. I'd love to see that.
That would be an absolute shit show.
Somehow there would still be a couple bops in there. Like I believe it.
Yeah, 100%.
Have you seen that currently there's riots in France because the election has been came to fruition or whatever.
Yeah, they projected it for Macron.
Damn. So much drama in the world, man.
There is.
Yeah. You thought Sea of Thieves was bad.
I feel like French countries, like French... Yeah, true. No, Sea of Thieves is fucking awful at the moment, my guy. Jesus Christ.
Like, in terms of stuff that, like, we need to deal with, it's war in Ukraine at the bottom, and Sea of Thieves getting better servers, and hit reg and all that.
Yeah,
That's
you're
number
a
one
little
priority.
low there. You're a little low there. Raise it up a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta go off the screen
Yeah,
here.
that's World Hunger, that's Sea of Thieves hit reg.
Yeah,
There
and
we
then
go.
there's
That's
Robert.
about right.
I mean...
His subathon ended, didn't it? His subathon ended.
I'm surprised.
couple-
His subathon ended a lot earlier than Haag's did, which is...
I mean, Hargs is still going.
I know.
Harg got down to 20 minutes early, and it's back, and it went up to 14 hours
I told him.
in the span of 10 minutes.
I told him. What's he? He's got to be over 2,500 now, surely.
Yeah. So his actual subs is I think 3,100 right now, but obviously the subs that he's got during the subathon is I think 2,600 ish.
Oh, you can buy me a ticket to Australia then.
I mean, and all he had to do was commit 8 days to constant streaming.
Oh.
Oh,
Fucking hell. I did a week and I got like, what, 200 and... Yeah, like 200?
oh dear.
Fucking, and I just straight up did a week. Damn, fucking, that's absolute madness. He looks dead every morning though. It's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, I think every day his eyes get
Yeah.
the bags around his eyes get darker and
I think I
darker.
just went into his chat the other day. So this is your life now, and he goes, "Yep,
Yep, pretty much.
pretty much."
Every other day he's wearing a made
I was
outfit.
gonna say,
Yeah, watch, he'll finish
God.
the stream and never stream again. He'll be like, thanks guys, I never wanted to ever do this ever again. No thank you.
suck the fun out of it.
I really hope that when the timer hits 0, he literally just turns stream off straight away. Doesn't say like thank you for all this. Like,
Doesn't
it's
raid or
literally just
anything.
Just
off.
stop. Stream doesn't
Yeah.
even raid out. Just stop. Bye.
Yeah, just Alt F4's his OBS. Just fucking,
Deletes his account.
yeah, deletes the
Just chucks his PC out the window.
Cuts it.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Goes
Flips
and lives
his
with the
desk.
Amish in Pennsylvania.
He could do it, you know, if he shaved his mustache off, he's got the like the round beard for it. I think he'd get away with it.
I'll get a horse and cart now. Just imagine it.
Did you see all our photoshops on him the other day?
The photoshops on Twitter. Did you see those
I
cards?
didn't know.
We
Yeah, because he has a ginger beard.
Oh yes,
and he has
I know
brown
what you're
hair.
talking about. This
Yeah.
like the hair shades ones. Yes, I did see
So
those.
yeah, we just
Yeah.
changed the color of his hair, and then like Chicken made him bald, and I did a really bad version of making him bald, and then while Chicken was like putting all the finishing touches and making his head detailed to make it actually look bald, I went and took his beard off. Oh my god, he looks like what's the Beowulf. What's that thing?
He
The
looks like a
monster from
burn victim.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
He was proper, like, he looked like a blobfish, though. It was so funny. I DM'd them all to him, and he was like, I fucking hate you. I was like, love you, Steve. So funny. Ugh. So, how's it been changing your name from Owlet to Jared?
Oh, it's been kind of nice. I mean, like, I felt like it was a bit of a leftover kind of remnant, so to speak, because I don't know, part of me intended always to just kind of do the owl request for like a year and just kind of disappear into the mist. But I don't know, I just ended up kind of sticking around. I was like, eh. So I don't know, but it was really kind of like, I've been really busy over the last few months with school and everything because I'm doing a master's degree, and that's a lot. So it was feeling kind of weird, kind of splitting myself between two kind of different personas, if that makes sense. Because I don't want to say the Owlet thing was not me, because it was very much a me, but it was a slightly different version of me, if that makes sense.
More demanding.
Yeah, I'd say so. And I don't know, it just got to the point where it's like I was like getting mildly frustrated at times, having to like maintain both versions of myself, and it got to the point where I was like snapping at people on Twitter that that didn't deserve it, and it was just like, and then I'd be like, wait, why did I do that? That was dumb, and it just wouldn't make any sense. So I was like, I'm just gonna drop it. You know, the whole thing was really fun. Well, it lasted, and I'm just gonna kind of leave that part of it in the past, but I'm still gonna be on Twitter just as myself, still gonna post about Sea of Thieves, still gonna play Sea of Thieves, you know, but just leave the Owlet name on Twitter behind. So, at least for now. Yeah.
I mean, you did like really well with it. You got like recognized a lot, and even the devs at one point were just like, bruh. So,
What was the quote?
Stop.
Shut up. Yeah.
Shut up, Owlet.
Shut up, Owlet. Yeah.
Didn't they mention you in the patch notes as well? Wasn't there like there was a nod to you in the patch notes as well, that's really cool.
There is a video of I forget which one it was. It was like some dev update where they had the owl on the whiteboard in the background.
Oh yeah.
And then like it cut back and it was just crossed out.
And
then like
it was like owl pets, wasn't it, or something?
Oh yeah. It was so funny. And then multiple people on Reddit right after was just like, is this a sign of owl pets coming to the game? And I'm just like, I've peaked. I gotta end it this year. There's
the amount of people that are like, owls don't fit in Sea of Thieves. It's a pirate game. And it's like, what? So you flying Flameheart skull and skeletons emerging from the ground and phantoms, that they fit in a pirate game? Yeah.
That was kind of part of it. Like I mean, it's a fucking owl, you know.
Yeah.
That was kind of part of it. It was just so random and so obscure that I was just like, I'm just gonna make owls fit in Sea of Thieves just because I feel like I can.
It's a you know, like, anything like there's fucking people wearing celestial space outfits now that look like stars.
No, that's the skin that Fortnite gave out if you bought the Samsung Galaxy back in the day.
I have that skin. I have that skin.
So Subs bought that skin in Fortnite and then transferred it into Sea of Thieves.
That's what he did. Yeah.
I pre-ordered my phone and then I got it. I got a message saying, "Hey, you have this skin in 20,000 V-Bucks." And I'm just like, you know what? Some 8-year-old is like really jealous right now.
Yeah,
like,
you can just go and flex on all the kids with your fancy little.
Oh yeah.
It was just a default skin with a space costume on it.
Yeah.
It was,
exactly what it is.
I think the character was like, I think the default character is like Canandez or something. He's a yeah.
To this
sound
day,
like, I'm not trying to be racist or anything. I think that is actually his name. I'm not just making it up.
That's very much his name.
He just so happens to be like a Mexican dude. So
Chicken's list of Hispanic names:
Jose, Jesus, Jorge. I'm all out of the hers.
Juan.
Juan. Yeah.
It's interesting. You talk about that you got super invested in Twitter, and I wouldn't say. I mean, you can contradict me. You probably were still being sort of you, but I don't think it was what you would say as a character. I mean, the fact that you said that you were sort of snapping at people, and you obviously regret that. Is that because you just became far too invested in it in terms of you felt that the time you put into it, the effort you put into it to build up what became, a sizable social media presence within the context of Sea of Thieves. I know we touched on this last week.
Yeah.
The Sea of Thieves sometimes thinks it's a way bigger scene than it is. But, fair play to you. You pretty much became part of that however many of us, the 20 people that read Sea of Thieves Twitter constantly, you became the biggest thing within that. And, you don't just do that overnight. I mean, how do you sort of reconcile, and how did you sort of remove yourself from that? You can say, I'll leave Owlet behind, but do you feel that that's something that you had to do, or something that you feel disappointed you have to do because it sort of caused reaction within yourself, or something that maybe you didn't think you wanted to control going forward?
I mean, part of it was I've been struggling a lot with my mental health early this year, and so I had to take a break from. I didn't have to. I did because I thought it would do me good, and I think it did. So I just took a break from Twitter, but I don't know. I just felt that I didn't want to start taking Sea of Thieves Twitter seriously. If that makes sense.
Can we just have a salute and a standing ovation for that comment?
I mean, me and Vim and Goss was there. We made a joke the other day. We were like, we really hope that this person doesn't take it seriously. We really hope that they see it as a joke, and luckily they did. But it was
should go, isn't it?
It was Katie. Do you know Katie Pierce, the Sea of Thieves partner? Yeah, she put out a tweet showing her new video about
Streamer
burnout and how to overcome it. And I commented on it saying, my favorite burnout was Burnout Revenge for the Xbox 360.
And then
somebody made a comment today on Twitter being like, how do I avoid burnout? And I was about to be like, don't download the EA launcher or some stupid shit like that. And I'm just like, okay, but this is a serious question, and if I say that, they're going to get mad, and it's going to cause a whole thing.
Well, that's the thing I did to Chicken, because I linked, because obviously she said how to overcome burnout, so I got the whole walkthrough for that burnout, and then commented it on Chicken's thing.
That's the kind of shit I love doing, like that kind of stuff. Yeah. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know, like more recently I caught myself getting invested in things going on Twitter, be it the Rob Raven stuff or anything beyond. It's just I just felt like I was getting too invested in this. I was just like, I spent a year of my life shit posting about Owl. I shouldn't have the energy for this.
This is the greatest.
Owl shit poster is going to be done.
It's the greatest troll ever, probably in the history of the game. What did you do for a year? I just shit posted the devs constantly about bringing owls into the game, where everyone else is getting super upset. Yeah, really should bring in owls. They're treating Owlet with a complete contempt and disrespect. It's just honest requests, but. No, I think in the last 3-4 weeks, and I'm sure we might touch this later on, it's intensified. From what I saw as a real jokey environment, it's not a jokey environment anymore, and that's sort of, I suppose, why we were discussing that the other day when we were putting those comments on Twitter. It's just is this going to be taken the right way? And it's a coin flip. It's a coin flip, and that's not a jibe at Katie at all, because I actually said at the time, I said it won't be Katie that reacts badly. It'll be someone within her community that will will want to go in that sort of defensive, throw the shield up. How dare you say that about Katie's post? And it's just the great thing is that Katie, in all her good grace, replied and full of smiley faces and it's funny, lads, crack on. But it's. I mean, I'm old. We've already joked about it. I'm old as shit. Some people just, for me, put stuff on social media I would never freaking wash that laundry in public.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's just like, why are you talking about this on a public platform? Why are you drawing attention to this? And is there an underlying reason for that? And if the end, that's a completely different issue. But in the last 3, 4, 5 weeks, I mean, I know we all joke because we'll sat there with popcorn going, what's someone's going to say next? Or basically, what's
do that.
Or what's Mixel going to say next? But fundamentally, it shouldn't be like that. It should be exactly back to what you were doing, exactly them. But it's back to that shit posting of what is the stupidest shit I can say that might provoke a reaction, but also make everybody laugh. And you did a cracking job with that.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, that was always the goal. That's why, I've seen the same thing happening over the last few weeks, couple months. Like, I've just kind of felt like the edge kind of creeping in, and I don't know. Like, it started to affect me a little bit, and then I catch myself kind of giving into it. I was just like, you know what? It's time. I'm out. So now I'm still lurking, but I just post a little bit less.
Do you think that Rare will ever add owl pets now that you've done that?
I don't think so. No, I don't think. I don't think so. No.
I
never thought they would.
I said this
really the
the second week after I noticed you doing it as well. I was like, I don't know how long he's gonna do this. It's amazing, but they're never gonna add owl pets now. And then as soon as they mentioned you in the patch notes as well, I was like, they're never adding owl pets.
Oh yeah, no.
Or it's gonna be like a removed removed Herobrine like Minecraft did. They just adding owl pets maybe, and in every single patch note for the rest of time.
I think what was...
Did you get the funny blue hat though?
I did. That wasn't even for the owls.
No, you didn't.
What did you get it for?
That wasn't even for the owls. Nothing I got was from the owls except for the owl figurehead. That was for the owls.
Nice.
And what the Ori
one, yeah.
Did you miss the drop for it?
I didn't get the drop. It may or may not have showed up in my account.
That's really cool.
They deliberately trolled it. Take it off him.
They did. They're just...
Nope.
No, but then I got to give that away as a drop for the Snow Globe raid, which was a lot of fun.
That's really cool.
So that was the culmination, yeah. But, yeah, that was
I mean, that was what was going to be my next follow-on point is that, and again, I don't know what your ambitions are in this space, but the one thing is, I suppose that sort of the peak of the Owlet shit posting, as you describe it, you were getting a great reaction though through your streams. I know you're not a prolific streamer, but when you were streaming, I remember seeing your numbers and interacting with your streams. You were getting a big audience, and then that culminated in the orb stuff, in the snow globe stuff, as you say. And I think for a short while you were probably on a crest of a wave in terms of your Twitch numbers and your audience. So, I mean, is that something that sort of is still a longer term goal for yourself, or is it just something that this is just a great bonus of being known within a community that if I do hit the go live button, I could end up with 100, 200 people in my chat?
I think it's definitely a long term ambition. The funny thing is I streamed a lot before the owl stuff really took off because I had the time. But now once I got the audience, I just don't have the time now. So
irony.
That's the thing. It's just it's like monkey's
Obviously,
paw.
we were talking about it earlier in the text chat, but you're much of a variety gamer.
Yeah.
So with the orb raid, were you told beforehand to play Sea of Thieves / stream Sea of Thieves, and you may end up getting that raid to give out the owl stuff, or was it just a coincidence?
The person I was with knew about it, and they tried to be slick about it, essentially. And they're just like, "Oh, have some extra moderators. I'll have some friends retweet your stream." And then I knew the orb was going on. And I'm just like, okay, I'm about to get 10,000 people dropped in my chat.
just casually.
Yeah, and I'm just like, okay, I guess that's happening. And
Time
then
to get the spare underwear on go.
Let's say you got more warning than I did. I got about 10 seconds of get ready, goosh. There it goes.
Oh God. Oh,
Madness.
No.
Absolute madness.
Yeah, I just remember that person was told to try to get me to stream the game that weekend. So basically, as soon as they said stream the game, I'm just like, okay,
Yeah, every time that I've caught you streaming, you've been like streaming Minecraft or did you stream Fortnite when the no building came out, or did you just
Yeah,
posted it
I
on
streamed
Twitter?
a bit.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the thing is like I love streaming Sea of Thieves. It's just I don't like streaming Sea of Thieves solo that much.
Yeah, I'm the
So I
same.
just don't
Don't
really
like
have
sailing
a
solo.
crew that I normally play with, so I don't stream it a lot. And that's probably the. I mean, aside from like time restraints, I'm mostly free in the evenings, but like that's one of the bigger reasons why I don't stream a lot is because I just don't feel like playing the game solo. And I think Sea of Thieves is my favorite thing to stream, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
100% makes sense, because you hear it all the time. It's like, I love Sea of Thieves, I've just got no one to play it with, or like, I love playing Sea of Thieves, but I hate playing it solo, or like, I hate being on a sloop. Because like, I've even heard like sloop like duos coming in, and it's like, oh, I wish I had more people, I wish we'd get a brig or a galley, because obviously everybody wants a brig because they're so fast, and like, everybody wants a galley because it's massive, even though they suck. But
I hate those things.
they maneuver like a bus on ice with no wheels. They are
They're
awful.
slower than I was in math class. Jesus.
I feel like with the sloop brig galleon, like the reason why I enjoy playing galleon isn't just for the power behind it. It's because there's extra people to talk to and hang out with.
Yeah, that's the
Like-
upside of it to me.
But I'm not going to go there and open crew for a galleon, like
God, no.
just because I want people to play with.
I won't even open crew for a sloop. Never mind a galleon. Jesus.
I'd uninstall before I open crew.
I'd develop Arena and put it back into the game before I open crew.
Do it myself. I'd go play Blazing Sails or whatever.
Oh god,
Call it.
just gonna play Black Flag. It's fine.
But I'll give the complete opposite view: is that I get way better normal figures and stats if I'm playing solo. It's odd, and it doesn't bother me because I've always utilised Sea of Thieves as a solo get. When I've played it solo as a just chatting platform, it's just there's a pirate game going on in the background. And that's
Exactly.
always why I think Sea of Thieves suited me as a game, is because it has so much downtime between encounters, is that I just turn it into a just chatting stream. So I was a just chatting stream before I committed to Sea of Thieves. So I did just chatting for a year and got nowhere. And then went forward from that point, and then it's always served me well. It's not I don't mind playing on galleons and brigs, not at all. Doesn't bother me whatsoever. But I've always found that the biggest reaction from my chat is when I'm solo, because I'm just engaged one-to-one with the audience, and there's no other distraction.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen as much.
I think as well, Gus, like with you, like I make the joke all the time, but I don't watch you because of your skill in the game, and I think that's what a lot of the a lot of your community is. It's more about the banter and the chat that you can have with the person. And when you're solo, you're more tied to chat than your guests.
Absolutely, and that's and again, it's just different styles. So it's like, well, again, drawing back to a lot of the topics we talked about last week, of that there is two main camps of Sea of Thieves streamers that are there for the game, and that is the PvP element and the what I would call sort of your commendation or stacking element of the game. And there's a lot of crossover between the two. Don't get me wrong, but then there are sort of peculiarities, and I think I fall into one of those peculiar freak niche things.
We're all fucking.
I'm a freak of
peculiar, mate.
Pretty
nature.
much, because I'm not. I know we all talk about it, I'm not the best player of the game, but I'm competent enough at it to pass the time and talk about the game, and then just rant and just it's like shit posting, but just in constant verbal bleh, for 2 or 3 hours on stream. So and again, that's good because it just shows that people do play it and stream it in different ways. I just wish people actually, at times, as I said, I just wish there was a little bit more variety in the way that people play the game and stream.
Yeah. What I started noticing actually when I was streaming the game more over the holiday break, like Christmas, I noticed a lot of very new players coming into my chat and asking questions about the game. And like, while a lot of streamers don't respond to those questions as much, just because they don't feel like talking about it, I loved answering questions from newer players. Like, it was so fun for me because they always were so appreciative that I took the time to answer their question and then talk about it. Like, and then maybe go show them how to do something in the game at that moment. That was always so much fun. So I really enjoyed that side of it, and that's something I'd love to get back to doing.
This is how you spawn trap.
This is how you spawn camp. You take the bucket,
You scoop them, you spam
turn
rolls
off
on
your
deck
camera,
laughing.
destroy the evidence.
You give them a chance.
And then if they break out the spawn trap, then you call them a homophobic slur. It's easy. It's textbook Sea of Thieves gameplay.
No, but I see whenever there's a sale in the game, whenever there's a big update, or whenever there's a new plunder pass that requires you to be a pirate legend to get like really cool cosmetics, I see my pirate legend in a day video increase in views like double, because people are obviously looking up how to get pirate legend fast in order to get all this stuff. So
You've only seen that happen once then, considering Athena's only been updated once.
To be fair, like this update hasn't actually the video hasn't got much traction, because obviously you already had to be a pirate legend in order to do the Veil stuff, and I think for a new player, I don't think they'd be that interested in this Veil voyage, because it is quite like some of the ones where it's like you read a book and it's like it shows you like pictures of an island, and it's like, okay, I know exactly what that is, but for someone else it's like, what am I looking at?
Yeah.
Now voyagers are like, go to M12 on the map, talk to this one person, and then go to this specific island. And they tell you everything.
When Tall Tales first came out, when the Shroudbreaker was like, I think the first rendition of Shroudbreaker, it showed Crooked Masts and Crook's Hollow, and then it just had like a no, I think it said Crooked Masts and Crook's Hollow. It's like between those two, and people were like struggling, and then they had to then change the book entirely to show the drawing and be like, it's here, it's this little island here, and then everyone was like, oh, okay. So obviously, I feel that if anything does change with these voyages, they may make them a little bit easier for people that don't understand the cave paintings, or don't understand the little drawings of rocks on an island, to try and figure out where they have to dig.
It's just the game in general now. It's just being catered more and more to newer players, which is why you're finding so many people, I feel like, stop playing or just being like, oh, there's nothing to do, it's boring. It's because they've reached this point where they played the game for so long, they've gained enough skill, and they've they've hit that skill, because there is a skill gap, and there is, like, skill levels in this game. And I feel like some people just get to that point where they feel like they've hit that skill gap, and they've hit that, like, almost like a soft block, because there's more to do, but at the same time there isn't. And it's just kind of, everything seems now just catered more to new players and getting newer players to stay, opposed to, trying to appease to the older players and trying to keep them, because they're the ones that matter the most, because a new player will come in. And this is the thing about new players, right? So, say 10 people download the game, they hop in, right? Out of those 10 people, 8 of them go, this game's really good, I'm going to stick around and play it. And then out of those 8 people, then 4 of those people, out of those 8, go, this is an alright game, but this new game's come out, I'm going to go play that instead. And then you've got only 4 left, and out of those 4, you've then got those, you got 3 of them being like, game's kind of shit, kind of dead, and they'll dip. And you've got that one guy who's left on his own going, I've done everything now.
Got no one to play with.
What do I do? Yeah, I've got no one to play with. Just scuttle my ship and just how am I going to do that? How am I going to do the Meg thing? But you got that one person left, and they're just there like, well, I've got nothing else to do, and because they've played longer than all of those 10 people, they've hit a further thing, and it just comes to the point where it's like, someone who's played from 4 years ago, say for example, if you could get somebody to play the game who first played it on release, then wipe their memory, and then get them to play the game now, and get both. It was just a completely different fucking experience.
Yeah, he's called Dr. Disrespect.
Or give them a copy of PGA Tour 2021. It's a great, foil of a game to go off to if you get bored.
No, but everyone
started playing that thing.
I put out a tweet. I I put out a tweet and I was like, I feel bad for Dr. Disrespect because obviously this is his first time playing and now he's in a 35 grand tournament. And the amount of comments that I got in it was like, this isn't his first time playing, he's played before. It's like, doesn't look like he's played before. Like, in terms of playing before, he hasn't played before. Like, loading up the game once isn't playing before. So, yeah. I think as well, looking at Dr. Disrespect as someone who is prolific in gaming and playing a multitude of games to come into Sea of Thieves and play poorly, you can understand why Sea of Thieves is quite a hard game to understand and is a hard game to, get around to newer players. So I can understand why they make it easier for newer players because it is very overwhelming. But at the same time, by adding more crap to the game that is overwhelming, it in turn makes it overwhelming regardless of what you do. Because the game on launch was literally Gold Order Quest, Merchant Quest, Order of Souls Quest, Fort, Kraken. That was it. Sloop, Galleon. And you only had cannonballs, bananas, and wood. And now it's 20, 30, 40 times bigger than that, and it is very overwhelming to a newer player. And I think I did a video a while back looking into the MMR of the game, and I'm doing a deeper dive into it now. But if you create a brand new account, and you load into a server, you're put into a server with people who have literally made a new account as well. So everyone you meet is in this same boat of, don't know what the hell is going on, what am I doing, this or the other. And I've got I made a new account to start doing something else with it, and I've got so many recordings that come up to people being like, hey, how are you doing? I like, how long have you played for this or the other? And they're like, I've just loaded up the game, I've just made my account, I don't know what I'm doing. And I was like, do you need some help? And they were like, no, we'll try and figure out ourselves, and we'll try and do it, and it's just like, okay, like, you're lost, but if you want to try and do it yourself, then, have fun. Or people like asking for help, people like not like the amount of ships that I see anchor down with sails down, but that's what the game teaches you. You literally, when you load a new character and sail to an island, it's like, okay, now that you're at the island, anchor, and it's like, well, should you really be teaching them to do this? So I can see why, like, there is a large catering to new players, because there is quite a lot of them. But I mean, in comparison, obviously there's only 31,000 people that are Athena 20. So is there that need to make content for those people in comparison?
Yeah.
But then again, it also then transfers over to the way that the game is portrayed and promoted by its senior content creators and I suppose supporters. I mean, it's like say on the stream today, just as we were finishing up, we saw a brig. A brig had spawned in at Ancient Spire. It put up the OG Reaper's mark, so you can ooh. But then you realise, no, it's just because they think the flag looks cool and they've not bothered to read what it means. So then they went off, they got a Reaper's chest, they got a money bounty Reaper's chest, sailed to a fort. The fort cannons, these Spanish forts, they're deadly accurate. They were actually put off by Spanish forts. So they turned around, and we're watching this from afar. Then a skeleton sloop spawned on them and sunk them. I'm just thinking, was that a good experience those players had?
Best experience ever.
But my chat's going, oh, you should go and sink them. And I said, no, we really shouldn't. We should leave them alone, because this is... One, it's entertaining to watch, but two, it's just, I think it epitomises that every time I see an OG Reaper's mark now, I know it's not. It's either someone trying to spike a server, or it's a new player that hasn't read the text, because that's the only those two things that flag is used for. But no, I agree. It's the problem is that the devs are sort of stuck between a rock and a hard place when you've got a 10-year game. So they've committed to a 10-year game, a 10-year online game. How do you retain the player base whilst bringing in new players that aren't going to be put off by being ultimately PvP'd by the older players, because in the end that is the essence of a pirate game. You are stealing stuff from other people, or at least that's a big element of it. Whilst continuing to drive a profit, because ultimately that's what Microsoft are there to do. They're not a charity. They're not to appease the community and everything. They're there to make money. Bottom line.
You think that's why they don't have like infinite levels in it? Because like because obviously I'm 75 and everything, and if I come up to someone who's got just got shit loot, then I turn around and go, yeah, there's no point, can you keep it? But if I had a reason to sell, say they had infinite level system, like anything that I do gives me a reason to sink this person.
The problem.
Do you reckon that's why they've capped it?
No, because I think the emissary system destroys that to a point. Because you might come across a grade 5 gold hoarder that has absolutely shocking loot. They've just gone and done 3 stone key vaults or something. There are a plethora of castaway chests and seafarers chests, right? That loot means nothing to you, but what does mean something to you is their level 5 flag. So if you're running a
but to me a level 5 flag still doesn't mean anything. The only things to me as a completionist that actually mean stuff is finding fucking wood crate voyages. That's literally
the only thing you need to turn in.
The things I'm actively looking for, and those bottle quests, the Breath of the Seas. They're the 2 things that I'm actively working towards, because everything else that I've done.
But would you call yourself a common player? That's the thing, is that even at the top end, are there 30,000 disabled chickens? That's the point. That's a scary thought for everybody, admittedly. But the fact is there enough of you to justify catering to your needs? Because I think for the majority of what you would call the experienced players, a level 5 emissary flag is still going to be worth their while, and therefore
like 100%. Technically, that's the thing. If I was on a crew with 2 or 3 other people, I would go and sink that. But if I was solo and I was playing to just do what I want to do, I would leave them, because I can't be bothered to fight for something that I don't need in the time. But if I'm playing with someone else who may be kind of bored with what I do, or maybe kind of obviously I play with Noodle a lot, and I can tell when he's getting bored. So I'm like, hey, do you want to go find someone to kill? And he's like, yeah, let's go.
Make him do a foff.
So
Make him do a foff. Oh god.
Noodles with foff.
So it's
I can imagine he's Scouse as well, so it'd be even better.
He just sits at the top of the round room moaning.
Sounded like a dolphin.
But there's other things to incentivize people playing that aren't actually in game. Obviously, Al, you have the hat of unfeasibly glorious fame.
Fanciest hat in the seas.
The slot shot sales. So do you, Vim? You have those. Goss,
I've got nothing.
Still learning how to play the game.
I've got nothing.
Yeah. No, you got a banjo. You got a banjo, mate. You got the banjo.
Yes, for buying a T-shirt.
Yes, sir. And people are still paying like up to 800 quid for a ferryman. So what are you talking about, bro?
It's true. Tis true.
I think that's the one thing that I never really understood about Sea of, I think that's the one thing that Sea of Thieves does different to every other game, where because of Sea of Thieves is a cosmetic based game. Obviously, the majority of cosmetic based games have the stuff that you can earn for free and the stuff that you can earn via the in-game currency. But Sea of Thieves also has Twitch drops. They also have SOT shots. They have Be More Pirate. They had the summer games that you did, that you can get the banjo and everything else. They have all the deals with other companies, with the Seagate terabyte hard drive.
They also gave that blunderbuss away at TwitchCon,
I think,
as well. It was because they did it with the hard drive and
it's before
TwitchCon.
Yeah, so they gave it out before they released the hard drive, so there was no commercial restrictions.
Do you remember the?
And then they did a Chips Ahoy thing as well. I think that was for the 4-pack.
Did they?
Was it? Yeah. So it was only in America as well, because obviously, like, we don't have Chips Ahoy here unless you're willing to pay like £7 a packet from some dodgy little shop in some marketplace. And like a town centre
as well, aren't they?
Right? Yeah.
Just great. The best.
So yeah, they did. I think it was the Onyx 4-pack that they did with the Chips Ahoy. I can't remember though. I'm gonna Google.
Which I think the majority then
Surprised
they
I haven't
dropped.
seen
They
Captain
dropped
Crunch
anyway.
yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the thing because I feel like after a while that got to a point where it was like, it was the 4-pack, the bucket, the compass, the shovel, and the tankard for. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't like, oh, if you get a chance to get a code, it's like you get a code. So you could have just gone and bought like 1 million packets of these cookies, and then just been like, cool. And I don't think they discontinued the codes either. I think if there are any codes out there, they'd still work.
I don't think they've ever.
Well, apparently they did it with the 6-pack.
They did it with the
that's different.
because of
Well, there's been rumours actually. I can't. There's been rumours that Hitbo still gets codes apparently, instead of doing it the normal way. I've heard through the grapevine. There's 2 or 3 people who have said to me that they've said that they're pretty sure that Hitbo still gets codes instead of doing the whole gamer tag method.
Did you just turn around and say I'm too lazy for this?
Maybe.
I can't send an email on a Thursday. I'm busy that day.
Unless the only thing that I could think of is if he sat there and he saved up a fuck ton, and then Rare was like, "We're gonna disable all the partners' codes," and then he was just like, "Can you just not do mine, please? Because I've got like 1 million here, and I just want to give them away, and I can't be bothered doing this crap."
I think is I don't know where it doesn't make sense that he would. Why would they cater differently towards Hitbo of all people?
Well, he's getting his own fucking Sea of Thieves TV show, isn't he?
Yeah, but that was true. But then you can also say that about the Boom TV, and
No,
then the Boom TV.
Boom TV carries on its own thing. This is I had a conversation with Naptime about it, and I kind of see where he's coming from, and I kind of like, but it was like, why? Like Hitbo, in my opinion, anyway, he's one of the higher rated partners. He's one of the more well known partners, and if not like.
Oh, but before you go, I have a theory as to why they chose Hitbo.
Go on.
Because he's at 94,000 subscribers on YouTube. He's 6,000 away from 100k, and I reckon that series Sea of Thieves were like, we're going to push you to 100k, and we're going to get you your play button.
Yeah.
And then forever he's going to be in debt to Sea of Thieves for that. Forever.
Yeah, maybe.
I think that's my theory on why they did
It's
it.
possible
around this time.
It's possible. But like I was having a conversation with Naptime because he's the one who pointed it out to me because I didn't know it was happening, and he sent me it. He was like, I don't understand why they would look at this one partner and put all of these resources in when he doesn't need them. He could have done that on his own, and it would gain just as much traction without Sea of Thieves TV. Whereas Sea of Thieves TV could have took somebody else, smaller creator, in the partner program. Let's just Octagon Ron, for example, right? It's the first one that I can think of who's like pulls under 100, right? They could have took her, and they could have elevated her. They could have took frickin' Mother of Chickens. They could have elevated her. They could have took Psyker and elevated her. They could have took Sparbucks and elevated him. They could have took all these other partners who aren't hitting the same numbers. And like with the Orb Braid, because the Orb Braid was fucking insane for some people. Like, we spoke about it last week. It was like Harg experienced a shit ton of growth. Goss as well. Lazy Buzzard, Mythical.
Dildasaur.
Yeah, Dildasaur got partner. Yeah, because it was like, what was it, 4 out of the 5 years got fucking partner or whatever, who wasn't fucking Twitch partner.
Yeah.
So, that would have helped that one. And even then, they didn't have to do it with just one person. They could have got a whole crew. They could have got
a four-man
crew, just random partners, right? And just be like, you. You're the lesser known partners. We grab you, we stick you on a boat together. You possibly have never fucking played together. 1, it's going to be really fucking funny watching the awkward interactions. 2, it's going to be really funny trying to watch them synergize when they've never done it before and learning how to play with each other. 3, it's going to be really nice to watch new relationships get formed. And 4, it's going to help all 4 of those network inside of the partner program, grow their fucking audience, not only because of this whole Sea of Thieves TV and the audience from that, but also with each other. as well, because you'll have that crossover. It's like, oh, I want to go watch that perspective because he shot off to the island, but this person stayed on the ship. Or I want to go over to this one because, and then they could have done something like that. But instead it's like, we're going to take one of the biggest guys and we're going to do something massive for him. And yeah, I get it, the whole 100k, it's cool and whatever, but like, they really could have really elevated.
Wait, it is a better idea for him. They can steal this one because obviously I don't give two shits. They get 4 Sea of Thieves partners, another 4 Sea of Thieves partners, make a more new account, have 2 galleons race the Pirate Legend over, and they can only play at certain times during the thing, and then it's you have a competition.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's 8 people right there, instead of just one guy over 7. I think is it 7 episodes? I think he's getting like a 7-episode special or something.
When they said 7 episodes, I was like, fucking hell, he's gonna have to drag that out because it doesn't take that long to get Pirate Legend anymore.
And what's he gonna do? Get Pirate Legend 7 times?
A tour of the Raw.
Well,
Here's the Raw.
Right.
Here's Cinderella.
Maybe getting Pirate Legend without using emissaries or the Raw.
And you're not allowed to sprint either. You have to NPC walk everywhere.
Blindfolded.
Yeah, blindfolded.
Dear.
They actually isn't there a Sea of Thieves partner who is blind?
Not
Sea of
partners.
Thieves streamer?
There's a couple of streamers that are... Well, I know there's a couple of people who play that are blind, yeah. Which is kind of wild.
They could have. That'd be interesting to watch.
That'd be really
how they
cool.
got to Pirate Legend blind.
I just want to spend like an hour with a blind Sea of Thieves player and like blindfolded myself, right? So I can't see and have them talk me through, so I can see genuinely how hard it is to play without being able to see. Because obviously it's going to be a lot easier for them because they're used to it, and obviously like the whole other senses are heightened or whatever. If that's
I know
that's
one.
real or not.
I can put you in contact.
Yes, please. Yeah. Someone slide in my DMs. I don't bite.
Well, I don't think it'd be in your DMs.
True. Oh yeah, true. Well, no, voice notes are a thing, right?
Sure.
Yeah. No, I mean, she uses Twitter. She's on Twitter.
Yeah. See, everything's got everything's got like a dictating mode now. It'll speak it to you.
Like, it's just like talking to a sighted person.
Yeah.
Because she has things that read it out for her. She has descriptions of GIFs when you send them to her.
That's cool.
So she knows what's happening in the GIF.
Some
At
of them
first,
must
I
be
was just like,
absolutely
am I like being insensitive sending a GIF?
Send her.
To you?
Just go on Discord and search up Discord rules as a GIF.
Oh no! Do not send her that. Oh my god. Big muscly man covered in oil rubbing nipples gif. With text saying please no memes in general. Jesus. Oh god.
Those are the best. Those are the best GIFs.
They're pretty dope. I mean, I don't look at them. What are you talking about?
But you mentioned the other day how Raven mentioned to you that the rats actually help deaf people realize that their ship is sinking.
Yeah.
Because the rats run up to the top of the deck.
So I thought it was an immersion thing originally, and well, yeah, it's apparently to help deaf people. So they see the rats running off, and then they're like, "Oh shit, our boat's got water in it now."
And obviously how they helped UK put in a ticket about colorblindness and how you can't distinguish certain fishes in the water. So now there's
Yeah.
I still want to know if
accessibility.
they did CGI on those rats, though. I want to know whether they're in motion capture suits. How much did they spend of season 5's budget on motion capturing rats? I need to know.
Not enough. They should have done more.
They motion captured rockets as well. They just dress them up and send them up in the air.
Jesus Christ! Oh my god! See, that's why they had to bring Dragon back for the adventure, because they used all the budget on the little rat suits, so they couldn't get a new character drawn up and developed.
Same animation with a stupid sword and just
They were just like, fuck it, just copy and paste it. It's fine.
It's just
like, yeah, but we had this new character planned in, and he had a voice. Like, it doesn't matter, we can't afford it. Just copy paste Pendragon from that fucking whatever tall tale it was. Just stick him in. It's fine.
The voice actor just say like all the words in the dictionary, and then they just voice it all together.
Oh god, that'd be so tedious, man.
Cassette boy, Sea of Thieves lore.
Just Joe Neat sat there with a big long string, just like snipping shit up and sticking it together.
Did you see that that thing that came out a while ago about it was about like actual like TV shows, like it was like Hell's Kitchen and this that the other whatever, something stupid but like something along those lines. And you know how like you see them acting and then they'll cut to them in an interview. Did you know that they made like the majority of those shows made them dress in the same outfits when doing interviews so that they can splice them all together and make them say stuff that aren't. Yeah.
It's reality TV, mate. It's all editing magic when it comes to that. Like I've seen, I think it was like a Geordie Shore or Jersey Shore, one of the two. One of my exes was like obsessed with it, and I had to sit there and watch it with her. And they spliced 2 fights together. But like one of them happened like 3 days before, but they put that bit second, and the only reason people noticed is because like one of them like didn't have his jewelry on or some shit like that. It was like, and it was just the dumbest thing ever, because like the 2 fights were completely separate as well. They had nothing to do with what it was. It was like one of them was like, "Oh, you're talking to the same girl that I'm talking to. That's some bullshit." And then the other one's like, "Who ate all the chicken in the fridge?" And then it's just like they just absolutely start going for it. It's just the stupidest thing in the world. Like reality TV is just absolute garbage.
I still love it.
You can't not. It's
so dumb.
It's like a bad car crash, though, isn't it? You want to look away, but you can't, because you want to know what happens
yeah.
next and what dumb shit they're gonna do.
Oh yeah.
Oh, do we want to talk about Hardway cancelling himself on Twitter?
I have no idea what happened on that one. I couldn't tell you.
So, I think the only remnants of what is left is Cotton and Cream's take, because obviously he deleted a lot of his stuff. Now, like I've already tried to I tried to speak to Hardway. I put a response on. So basically, okay, now, he showed a clip of him trying to sort out someone's mic. So he fired himself. So just like from what he said, he got himself onto the island. There was 2 people. They seemed to be new to the game, and he was trying to help them. Like he was talking to them, but they weren't responding. And he said that they were trying to set up their mic, so he was just standing around helping them set it up. He said that he was doing it for about 20 minutes. And when he did get his mic sorted, Hardway was like, he pressed the pusher talk. He's like, "Is this pusher talk? Does this work?" And he's like, "Yeah, buddy. Like, how are you doing?" This and the other. He was like, "Okay, first of all, shut the fuck up. You're so loud." Like he basically, and then Hardway was just kind of like gobsmacked by it. And he was just like, you're acting like a hyperactive monkey. Like, are you good? Are you okay? Like, what? And then Hardway didn't react to it. He just turned and blunderbussed the guy in the head and killed him. And then his quote on the video on Twitter was like, Sea of Thieves is a great game. Like, you see people of old and new come in, and like you want to help them and hang out with them, but sometimes you get blokes like this. And I commented on it, and I was like, "Hey, like I understand your point, but like I don't think this guy should be villainized for his actions. Like, understandably, he said shut the fuck up, but it's not the worst that could be said to you." And the only reason why I said that was because a week prior he did his take on the the I Show Speed kid, with his Valorant blow up and how he was being like verbally abusive to women.
Yeah.
He did his take on that, and he quote tweeted it and said, "I'm going to show this to anyone who says that Sea of Thieves is the most toxic community." So that's why I was very confused to see him showcase toxicity and be like, this is toxic. And I was like, well, you're kind of contradicting yourself here, because of it's on one hand, yes, it's toxic. On the other hand, it's not as toxic as verbal abuse of women.
Mm-hmm.
But you're saying that, I was half tempted to quote tweet his tweet about the verbal abuse of women and then put it under his tweet, because that's basically what he was saying. He responded to my tweet basically saying saying along the lines of, so you don't think that shut the fuck up is this, that, the other, very much saying that I'm in the wrong. And I realized that he was streaming, so I was like, hey, I'm not going to continue this on Twitter, I'm going to come to your chat and talk to you, because, I'll rather talk to you now rather than having this back and forth. And then he said something along the lines of, like, I don't understand why you're trying to play devil's advocate. And I was like, well, it's only a 30-second clip, like, I don't know the full story. Pretty much. And then he was like, he tried to, I think he tried to make me feel bad, but not in a way that was kind of directed at me. But he was like, it's kind of sad seeing people that I look up to have this take, So, and then he was like, I'm going to move on from it though. Like, his whole chat was siding with him. He had like 70 people in his chat at the time siding with him. So I was like, he's moving on, I'm going to move on,
Yeah.
I'll go back and watch the clip. I'll go back and watch the VOD fully and understand why this happened and why I'm in the wrong. So I go back and watch it. And at first, it was a 50-50 on who's in the wrong. He obviously, he killed the guy. He then went up to the guy's crewmate and said, your friend's a jerk, or your friend's a dick.
Friend's a dick.
As he always, your friend's a dick, is he always this way? They didn't respond, and then he sailed off. He left them on Plunder Outpost. And then his chat were laughing about the interaction. He laughed about it, saying, you saw me be he said, like, you saw me be frustrated with the situation, but I'm gonna laugh it off because it's good content, And then 30 minutes later, he comes back to Plunder Outpost, and these two people are still here. Now, this is where the guy talks back to him Hardway more, and basically he's saying, like, dude, like, what, are you okay? Like, what's going on? Like, I'm just here trying to help my friend. So this guy who was talking was a day one pirate. He had the day one patch, but his friends seemed new to the game, so they were just he was trying to help this female pirate learn from what he was saying. Hardway just hung around the ship, like, lowered their sail, anchored them out in the open, just kind of like mess around with him. And he was like, are you? And then the guy was like, are you looking for friends? Like, what's going on? And then Hardway was like, yeah, like, I'm very lonely. Like, I haven't touched grass in ages. This, that, the other, yada yada yada. And the guy was like, well, I know you're kind of trolling. Like, it's not funny. And then he was like, and then Hardway responded like, kind of like in an antagonizing way. He was like, are you sure you're right to be playing right now? Like, do you need someone to talk to? Like, I have time if you want to talk to me. That's where I kind of got a bit funny, because, like, he doesn't have time to talk to him. Like, if this guy turned around and said, well, actually, I'm depressed, I'm sad, I'm just trying to have it's broadcasting in front of fucking 80 people. Like, you don't have time to talk about someone's mental health because you're just trying to do it for content. So the guy was like, I think the guy responded something like, no, but I'm not going to talk to you about them, like,
yeah, no, but I don't want to talk. He's like, is there something wrong? Do you want to talk about it? He's like, I don't want to talk about it with you.
Yeah,
I just want to play with my friend.
He was insinuating that he may have something, but he didn't want to talk to Hardway about it. All the while, this other pirate hasn't said a word. And then it goes on. Hardway's sitting on the back of the boat, and he's just talking to his chat now, being like, I don't know why this guy's so angry. Like, he must have woke up on the wrong side of the bed, or like, like, he was talking to his chat, being like, well, there's no point being hateful towards him. Everyone can have a bad day. You may be on, like, something that you would probably usually say, but say it by leaving them alone, not hanging around. Then the guy shoots him, and he jumps off his boat and jumps into the water. And then he's just eating, just hanging around, and the guy obviously isn't good. He's trying to shoot him with a sniper, missing some of his shots and only hitting one, so he doesn't kill him. And Hardway's munching down on pineapples and mangoes and all that. and it gets to the point where the guy goes, "Okay, me and my friends found a new server. I'm gonna go hop off and join them now." And then Highway was like, "All right, yeah, see you later. You don't have to be a jerk to everyone that you meet, And he was like, "Well, what do you mean? Like, you came to us, you were shouting at me, and yada yada yada." And then Highway was like, "No, you told me to shut the fuck up." And he was like, "Yeah, no, I told you to shut the fuck up." And then Hardway shoots him and kills him, and then fires himself out the cannon and says, like, I don't like the way he was spinning the story, this, that, the other." And then, like, 5 minutes later, he Googles the pirate code, and he's like, "Article number 2 of the pirate code, the seas are welcome to all, and he wasn't welcome to me." And it's just like, well, contradiction, you weren't welcome to him either. Like, you didn't let them do their own thing, you kind of just hung around for content. But obviously, since that situation on Twitter, he has not streamed. He's not. He's dropped himself out of Sea of Thieves TV shows because he was meant to be a caster on. He was meant to be a caster on the Creator Showcase, and he was meant to be a caster on Fleet Wars that happened this weekend, and hasn't, and has cancelled, I think, 3 or 4 streams since then. So, and to top this all off, I think this was posted on Wednesday or Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It was posted around then, and at the time it was posted, it was already 13 days old. So the situation happened 13 days prior, and then I think he was sitting on it. I think he didn't know whether or not to post it or not, and try and see what because obviously trying to make a better judgment on the situation, and then he finally posted it, and it wasn't taken the way I think he wanted it to be taken, and he made an apology. I think the apology got 4 likes within 12 or 16 hours, and then he deleted the apology. It's just like, so, I'm not one for
Cancel culture.
Yeah, I'm not one for cancel culture. Like, what he did isn't a big deal, but you shouldn't really be needing to apologize to me or Twitter or anyone else. The only person that you should apologize to is the guy that you interrupted, if anything. Yeah, he's somewhat in lighter ways, cancelled. Like, no one is trying to cancel him. I think he's just cancelled himself, which is kind of a strange take as a content creator, considering how large he is, and his push for he's currently on push for Twitch partner.
Yeah.
Like, I think myself, Mixel, and Cotton and Cream, who is Mixel's other half, were the only people that were kind of in the creator scene, kind of vocal about.
I memed on him about it. I mean, I put the Will Smith slapping Chris Rock on there, and he liked it because obviously in that situation, I think he thought he was Chris Rock in that situation when he was definitely Will Smith.
Well, yeah, like, obviously the guy responded. The guy used words, and he responded with a shotgun.
Well, that's the thing. It's exactly what Jim Carrey said. It's like, you don't have the right to smack someone in the face because they use words. And it's like, I know this is a game, and it doesn't have those kind of repercussions. Dude's just gonna, respawn and whatever. But like, the thing that got me the most about it was the fact it was like almost, literally, give or take a day. It was literally 2 weeks after this happened that he posted it. That was my biggest issue with it.
Yeah, I think the two things that were highlights of why it's a strange situation is the 2 weeks, and the fact that he was trying to talk to this guy about his issues in front of an audience of 80 people for content purposes. Now, like, that's the thing that, like, I'm not, actively trying to cancel Hardway. Like, at the end of the day, it's not a big deal. But I feel like Hardway is taking it as a big deal because of the the reaction. To put my hand up as well. Like, I think my response, my tweet to his response got about 70 likes, and I'm 100% sure that about 60 of them are bot likes for some reason. I don't know why someone botted my likes, but I've gone to everyone who's liked it. They have 0 followers or 1 follower, and they're all liking the same stuff. My I've gone to their likes, and it's like Japanese porn and
Oh, God.
fucking anime shit, and then it's just like
Disabled chicken.
NFT, yeah, disabled chicken, and then like these NFT nudes, and I'm like, why was I put into this?
Sorry, which one was the NFT news?
Has to say-
What's the
Yeah,
name
that's-
on that? I'm sorry, I just gotta
I
double check
genuinely
this.
love how I saw the light shine up on your face then, as if you're actually googling it. I was like, he's 100% doing that right now.
So I'm gonna shut my webcam off from.
Yeah, it's like accidentally comes on. You just crouched in the corner like, no.
Shit.
So yeah, so if Hardway obviously does see this and obviously look, like I haven't removed my tweet. You can go back and look at all the likes in it, and I can 100%, like 60 of them are bot accounts. It's not as big as it is, and
Well,
I think
It's like.
oh,
Hold on, sorry.
I think for someone who puts out a tweet for them to get ratioed, you may then think I'm in the wrong, and then to be ratioed by an extra 20 or 30 likes, you may be like, shit, I'm really in the wrong. But 100% I know that about 60 of those likes on my thing were bots for some reason. I don't understand why. Because I don't care enough to bot my own likes. And if I did, why would I bot a fucking reply tweet?
Right. Right. Yeah, it's obviously like I'm kind of shocked and kind of not, because obviously we had the conversation earlier that you said that you've kind of like not as invested in Sea of Thieves Twitter, so it's there like it's just like I have no idea. It's like, oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, no, I had no idea that happened. I think I saw the comment chain, and then I think I was like, nah. I just kept scrolling. I was just like, I don't feel like
It's
getting
like,
involved with that.
not today, thank you. Well, it's like I spoke about it briefly on stream, and it's like, because I know that I have a couple little earwigs that like hop in, and they like to be like, them's talking shit about you. So somebody's like, people will hop in and be like, what are you saying, or like trying to listen to me. And I spoke about the Hardware situation, just brief. Well, I say briefly, like me talking briefly about something's like 20 minutes. So I sat there and spoke about it a little bit, and I had to keep emphasizing. I was like, Hardway is my friend. I'm not sitting here shit talking him. This is just like, I'm observing what happened, and I hope, like, because at the end of the day, he is my friend. Like, regardless of all this kind of stuff, he's like, we're still like, with friends.
The only reason why I wanted to talk about it is to further push my point that it's not a big deal. I'm only talking about it just to have like verbal, you hear the tone of how I'm talking about it and be like,
your tone never changes, chicken.
Yeah, like I don't think anyone cares to and I mean, it's the number one rule of socials. Don't post you fucking dumpstering on new players, like regardless of if they've said anything. Like if I put a fucking video up of me skeet shooting someone who looks like they were brand new to the game, someone's gonna have an issue with it. And if someone's voice is loud enough, in some cases, that guy just could be Mixel comment on it saying that guy looks like a noob. You've already got, you're getting Twitter famous for the wrong reasons. So
Yeah.
I have quite a simple take on this, and I mean, as I said, I came to this thing a bit late, and I didn't see all of the detail that you just described, chicken. But for me, it's again, he posted something on again. I like Hardway. I think he will. Good luck on your partner push power if you do see this, because I think you will get it. But ultimately, he posted something that obviously he thought he was playing up for laughs. And it backfired. We all make mistakes. We all do stuff, especially on stream. Sometimes that we cringe when we watch it back, and we had a different take, and suddenly we realise other people had a different take. Some people might find what I'm going to say now a little bit unpalatable, but it is the way it is. I think if he put that tweet out 6 months ago, no one would have blinked an eyelid at it. I think it's only because
I agree with that.
It's only because of what's happened with the whole misogyny thing with that Valorant clip that you were talking about didn't help the matter. And again,
and the Rob Raven situation.
I'm not talking the rights and the wrongs of that. I'm definitely not getting into that subject now. But the ultimate point is that there is, unfortunately, that whole is absolutely in line with what Owlet said earlier on about taking a step out of that SOT Twitter space. Is at the moment there is a huge amount of scrutiny on SOT Twitter for people to make the next mistake. Who's going to do the next drama thing? Who's going to get the reaction that is going to set a chain reaction off? And actually, I don't think it happened in this case. I think it is a bit of a storm in a teacup. And I hope that everyone involved can, and it sounds like that is happening, takes a step back. But it's
that's the thing as well. Like I reached out to Kim, Cotton and Cream, via Twitter DMs, and she responded. Like, she was talking to me, and when he responded with the apology to her, she was like, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "What?" And she was like, "He just apologized." And I was like, "Yeah, that's hard way. That's what Henry does. He will apologize when he's in the wrong." And she was like, "That's I was not expecting
integrity.
That."
God damn it!
Yeah. She was like, I wasn't expecting him to respond to me. And I was like, yeah, it's the person that Henry is. And she was like, well, we all make mistakes. Even though, like, obviously she made she did a video. She verbally spoke to him about why he was in the wrong. She turned around to me and said, yeah, we all make mistakes, and I hope that he can move past this. And that's the thing. I do feel like Hardway thinks this is way bigger than what it is. And obviously it doesn't help that he may not be in the right place of mind right now. Like, putting obviously all this Sea of Thieves stuff behind him. Like, obviously, he's got school, he's got, university, whatever. I think he lives alone, so he may have financial. I'm not sure, but like, obviously we all have our own stuff. And at the end of the day, it is just a game. Like, what he did wasn't against TOS. What he did wasn't against, it wouldn't get him banned in the game. But it's just kind of like on that kind of moral dilemma of, was it right, Yeah,
but in front of the judge, jury, and executioner of
Mixel
and by extension, sort of Twitter. So yeah, I mean, ultimately, as I said, if this was 6 months ago, in the same light, even with the same audience, I don't think anyone would have blinked twice at it. But it's just the current climate where a lot of people want to, chime in with their two penneth. Welcome to the podcast, by the way, Liz. Ultimately, yeah, it's it is what it is.
Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah. Well, what we all do, we're all chiming in with our opinions, and that's it's just the world of opinion now. So it's just that those opinions have become way more vocal in the last two months. And I think you go back to Owlet
stuff than the Boom TV stuff.
It's because all the shit posting about Owlstop, you see, that created a vacuum.
Yeah.
And that vacuum had to be filled.
No one's got anything. We need wholesome content back, Jared.
I unironically think you might be right. But
it's all your fault. You destroyed Twitter for us.
You did say something that kind of sums up, at least it made me be able to sum up why I changed my name on Twitter and just dropped the whole Owlet thing. It's because doing that gave me permission not to have an opinion in that space anymore. Because I was starting to feel like, since I had like a little bit of a, God, I feel like a massive fucking wanker saying having a platform, because it's fucking Sea of Thieves. It's like not even 2K followers, Jesus Christ. But having,
I mean, it's more than all of us here combined. So.
But like, we just appreciate the American use of the phrase wanker there as well.
I just love that. I'm just gonna bring it back to America, and I'm just gonna gonna go back to America and I'm just gonna accidentally drop a hard C and they're gonna flip.
Oh right, yeah, they use it all the time in Scotland. It's a term of endearment out there. And in
I
my
find it funny how
house,
you call it a hard C because I don't think anyone in Britain has ever said that.
yeah.
I mean, that's what we call it in the US a lot of times. So.
If anything, it's called just the C word.
The C word, yeah.
That's the first time I dropped it in front of Raven. She was like, "Whoa, hard C," and I was like, "Shut the fuck up, cunt." Oh god. The magic of editing.
Yeah. That is, yeah. But where was I going with that?
You were talking about how you have a platform and how you're a narcissist and
yeah, that how I'm just better than all of you. You know, just like anyways, am I allowed to do that? Probably
Yes.
not.
you can do that, yeah.
But yeah, no, I just was feeling over the last couple months that like I almost was obligated to have an opinion on the drama in Sea of Thieves, and I was just like, am I though? So part of
me and you had a run in a while
we
back.
did, and I was that was part of what got me thinking about it, and I was just like, that was dumb.
I think when you were mentioning that you had a run in with someone and that it made you think, I was like, I think it was probably the situation because I turned around and said, why is everyone speaking on behalf of this person when this person hasn't actually said anything themselves?
Yeah. I mean, they did say something in Discord.
Yeah, I saw. I heard about that afterwards.
That I didn't know didn't make the rounds on Twitter yet. But I mean, that whole situation, I was just like, that was stupid. Like, I wish I would have just shut my mouth, you know. And it's just like it was just so unnecessary for me, and that was part of why I was just like, you know what, I shouldn't feel obligated to have an opinion on any of this stuff that I need to publicly share anymore, you know, because it's just gonna add to the edge that's been creeping in on Sea of Thieves Twitter, and I don't like contributing.
I think Reddit's
that
slowly
side.
dripping over from Reddit to Twitter.
It's slowly just dripping over. I mean, I'd see a lot of my posts that I post on Reddit get reposted on Twitter and get more likes than mine on Twitter, but
God, nah, you got to get in there. You got to pull a Gnomezilla and get in there. Like, stop stealing my memes. Please don't screenshot my NFT.
There was one today that I saw. I saw a meme on Reddit, and then someone posted it on Twitter. And what they did was that they didn't allow comments. And then someone quote tweeted it with a picture, and the picture was, "I didn't steal your meme. I discovered it."
We
colonized that meme.
No, I mean, I'm never really like upset if people like repost my content. I'm not. That's not. I don't personally die on that hill.
Yeah, I've started.
Depends on what it is, though. Maybe
I've started to try and remember to watermark it with my at least, so in case it does get stolen, there's something there.
That's why I shitpost so much, because people aren't going to steal my stuff. I literally photoshopped beans onto the sea today and was like, "Welcome to the Sea of Beans." It's like, no one's going to steal that shit.
I don't think I have it, but there was that one time when I did the Sea of Beans logo, and it was my favorite thing. It was better than all the owl stuff.
It's so
Sea of
good.
Beans logo.
I remember commenting on that one. I think that was the day that we followed each other.
I think it was.
Yeah.
And,
because I think I commented on it. Sea of Beans. What the
Beans?
fuck?
What the fuck?
Yeah, that was the depths of me thinking of whatever stupid shit I could pull out of my brain at that point to bring to Sea of Thieves Twitter.
That's literally what I've been doing. Like, as my socials, like, if I scroll down my social, like my Twitter, it's been dead. My last 3 posts have been absolutely mental. Like, big ups to Chicken for the LSD. We were playing higher or lower, and it was like, what has more average searches monthly? And LSD was there. It was like, how did they take Arena away when LSD has like this many monthly searches? And that one blew the fuck up, and I was like, okay, I need to kind of follow this up. And then I got sent a screenshot from Raven's friend Balloon, and he like the Merchant of Bone commendation, he got to 69 out of 100, and he screenshotted that and sent it her, and I was like, nice, yes. I was like, please ask him if I can steal that picture, please, because I know that he's like 40 and he doesn't use Twitter. Please just let.
Oh, I remember that one.
And he
that
was like,
a good post.
he was like, yes, you can. I was like, boom, nickname in high school,
Yeah,
and then the Sea of Beans is blown up 40 fucking. I'm just there like, and they've creeped up. It's like, you know, like 28, 34, 40, and I'm just sitting there going, now I need to try and think of something tomorrow, and I don't know what to do.
Welcome to my world. Welcome.
Other than the
It sucks
the Shrouded
here.
Ghosts, other than the Shrouded Ghosts on Reddit, I think my one that blew up was the most Americans don't realize how big Tribute Peak is.
That was funny. I loved
I
that.
think I saw that one. That was a good one.
And then I did the I also did the cut on the
Yeah,
new,
with Merrick stabbing
advert
the crab.
where Merrick stabbing the crab.
Because I saw it and I was like, because I thought that was the official thing, and you just retweeted it. So I originally commented as like, just want to point out the crunch noise when Merrick stabs the thing, and I was like, oh no, Chica edited this himself. Delete really quickly before he sees it and calls me out for it.
I saw that and I was like, what the fuck is he on about?
Yeah, because I was like, because I heard the crunch noise and I thought it was the actual original, and because I hadn't seen it yet. Because my internet shit and blocks everything. But as soon as you post it on Twitter, I can see it. I'm like, okay, this is just the official thing that he's just like posted himself. And then I heard the crunch and I was like, as if Red did that because everybody loves that crab. And I was like, no, this is chicken that we're talking about. He made that himself. I need to delete that comment really fast. And then I saw
my best.
Go on.
I think my best performing meme on Reddit was the one where I said like, "Hey guys, I got new sales," and then I just took the green sails and I put fucking "Never Gonna Give You Up" onto it. And for some reason that got like, the Reddit mods gave it a Athena chest award on Sea of Thieves Reddit. I was just like, I didn't even know that existed, but thank you. This was
Nice.
really the highlight of my career. So
we had I think me and you had a conversation about Reddit mods when I posted my Sea of Thieves in a nutshell video on it, and it got taken down instantly.
yeah,
And I was like,
Yep.
it's just satire.
It's insane. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like the user base and then like the mods on Reddit. It wasn't the mods that gave me that award. It was like the actual Xbox account that did it. So it was weird. They can give out like a special award on Reddit.
That's cool
Which
as
blew my
hell.
mind a little bit. Yeah, right? Like I got the notification and it said Xbox has given you an Athena's chest. I'm just like, okay.
It's like next time you log into Sea of Thieves, there's just an Athena on the tavern table, and you're like,
Oh, thanks so much.
just falls out of the air and
There you
just
go.
crushes my pirate. Just permadeath.
it's like, sorry, you got to re-roll, but you did get 3k gold.
That's what happened. That's what
50k,
happened.
50k gold and 13 doubloons. Well done.
That's what happened
yeah.
when Game Pass fucked up your account. That's what actually happened.
What, you did permadeath your pirate?
That's yeah. That's exactly what happened. What did they do with my pirate? Like,
What is it like? Because don't you have a female pirate now?
I do, yeah. I have a picture of him somewhere over here.
This fat pirate.
You know, I bet they added him to the chorus in A Pirate's Life.
Yeah, that's what actually happened. They stole your pirate to use
Sold
it.
him,
and-
sold him
No.
to Disney.
Yeah. Just sold him. Sold his rights.
So we don't have any
Disney.
physical interns, but we stole this guy.
He works in a small world now.
Oh god. He's just sitting there,
Day after
please
day.
kill me. I would rather TDM for 3 days straight than do this.
It's a small world TDM concept.
Yeah. Just got all the Disney characters just two-tapping each other in the middle of Disneyland Paris.
Good God.
Jesus Christ. Oh, he's a good-looking chappy. Look at that! Look at that
lad.
jawline.
Damn.
Look at that jawline.
Absolute Chad right there.
He's got Pace's jawline.
He's got them DS. Oh my god! I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say now. Then. You know, bro. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if we can talk about that or not.
About what?
Pace's.
I mean,
Pace's real identity.
oh,
His
I mean,
non-superhero persona.
We can talk about it, but I can just edit it out. Anyway, all that is probably going to get cut so that we're not doxing.
Pendragon.
Probably for the best. But, God, that's funny. God, that's funny.
Speaking of swap partners, did you see that the partner program is a bit under fire at the moment?
Again?
Again. Not
Again, yes.
not the
it's-
mama.
Okay, let's Has there been like a good solid stretch of time for like a month or two where it has not been?
So I think the reason why it's so under fire right now
Uh-huh.
is because there hasn't been an intake in 6 months. So everyone is overcritical of it, being like, you have this person in here, but this person isn't. So like they're being very overcritical of the people that are within it.
Try
And
8 months.
then,
It's
all
8 months. It's mad.
8 months
9
now.
months in May. If we get to May, literally you could have had a child in the time between the last Thieves partner intake.
I had to make a phone call.
No worries.
I gotta check if I have a child yet.
Oh.
It's been 8. I'm kidding. Just reminded me of something that
I was like, wait, really?
See if his partner
No.
or fathering a child. Why not both?
Let me see which one.
I forget how bad American sarcasm is.
Oh my god. No, we just don't understand it. It's more
That was
refined.
Glaswegian.
Our sarcasm isn't sarcasm. It's just us being dickheads, but everybody thinks it's fine. They're sarcastic. They're just British sarcasm. It's like, no, we fucking hate you.
That's not true, right? It's not sarcasm. We're just trolling. I don't know.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the latest is from a ex SOC partner, obviously Owlet. Probably the only person that has actually ever been removed from the partner program against his terms. I think people have been removed, but because they either have left on their own accordance or don't play the game anymore. His was different. But he is accusing another Sea of Thieves partner.
It's actually a few. I know he just names Sin Vitae mostly, but he did also mention like Rudy as well, who's a SOT partner. Like Too Old to Stream. Or I think that was who he was. There was like when he shared the picture of that voice chat. There's 2 or 3 partners in that voice chat at least. Sin Vitae being one of them.
Yeah, but obviously I stuck the tweet in our text chat. But if you look at it, obviously you look at all the comments. You have people like Fuzzy that's saying it's very sus.
Yeah.
You have people like who else?
I think Azuki falls in behind as well.
Yeah, Azuki.
Azuki said it was Foxdie said it's hard to say, but like LD said, that's a Poggers moments right there.
That's a Poggers. That one fucking creased me because I couldn't tell if he was being like serious or not.
See, as I said, my take on it was, it clearly looks suspicious, the situation he's describing, and therefore, hence the comments by all of the other experienced partners and or CFE's players. It doesn't have to be a content creator to say, yeah, this sounds a little bit off. But the problem is, he has no hard evidence. It is all just circumstantial.
Yeah.
And that is... That's the problem, and there I've seen him double down later in the week and say, "Well, why haven't I got a reaction from you, Rare?" Well, what are you expecting? What are you expecting them to say? It's unless they go back and look themselves, which they could possibly do, but I don't know if they.
Well, he put.
I nearly went off on him
tweet.
about that. Because he put out a tweet that said, "Still haven't heard back from the streaming incident from Rare. Does that mean it's okay to stream snipe? It's our partners now." So I was sitting there and I typed up 3 different replies and deleted all of them because I was like, I didn't want to come off as being like, "You're a dickhead, shut the fuck up," which is what they all turned into, because it was like,
So
well, first of all, because I said it on stream as well. I spoke about this on stream as well because like that's apparently my new thing. People just come to me now for drama. Love it.
Nice.
It brings in viewers. I don't care. It's fine. People can hate me. I've got nothing to lose. Please don't take my partnership, Rare. I love you. So I spoke about it, and with like this situation with Alaktar posting that tweet, he said, "Is it okay to stream snipe Sea of Thieves partners now?" And I was like, okay, first of all, I want to say that nowhere in Sea of Thieves TOS does it say anything about stream sniping. Okay? Secondly, nothing in the partner terms of service or the things that we had to sign to become a partner says anything about stream sniping. Thirdly, stream sniping is against Twitch's TOS, not Sea of Thieves'. Talk to Twitch about it. Fourth, you can thank Boom TV for allowing stream sniping in their in the first genuine outside of Sea of Thieves competitive money-based fucking event. Like $35,000 was the prize pool for that fucking tournament, and they allowed
What? I thought it went
stream
well.
sniping. Right, it went so good. Did you know that Game Pass has PC games on it?
Do they?
I said. Remember when I said that to Kyle the other day?
Yeah, when you said it to Kyle, he was like, "No, I didn't know that."
Vim raided into a fucking just a random guy that Don, one of his mods, suggested, and he was playing The Witcher 3. This guy has never played Sea of Thieves.
Love this dude though, he's so cool.
And he was just talking, and he was like, "Oh, you play playing Sea of Thieves? Like I wouldn't play that. I get motion sickness. I have what's telepophobia, whatever.
Thalassophobia?
Yeah, thalassophobia, fear of like the
Fear
overall. Yeah, he's got a foot fetish as well. I
got-
don't know how we ended up having like a genuine 45-minute conversation about how he dislikes feet, but it was the funniest fucking shit I've ever seen in my life. It was incredible. I absolutely love that dude, apart from the fact he looks exactly like my dad.
But I turned around and I said, "Oh, do you have the Game Pass?" And he was like, "No, I play on PC. I wouldn't have the Xbox Game Pass." And I turned around and said, "Did you know that Xbox has PC games?" And he was like, I didn't know that." And then we were all just cracking up, and he's like, why y'all laughing? And it's just like, you wouldn't understand.
Yeah, it's like it's just a meme.
If you
Don't
get
worry
it,
about
you
it.
get it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's the Boom TV really solidified the kind of it's okay. It's a tools not rules situation. But only one team was given
those
that
tools.
information,
Had that
so it's like a that whole situation. But like with and the thing that annoys me is Alactar still tries to spin this whole like I was a victim of being kicked for being a nice guy. I let some people experience an event that they possibly couldn't do by letting them do Glitterbit. No, you exploited the Glitterbit event, which is a memorial to somebody's death. Not just somebody's death, but somebody's who genuinely worked on that shit. That was his work that he was doing, and he passed from COVID. He was part of the Rare family, and that was the memorial to him. So you clearly disrespected that. You allowed so many fucking people to go through who...
It wasn't...
coincidentally, happened to be your subscribers. And then, when that all happened, somebody in his chat turned around to him and said, hey, you probably shouldn't be doing that. Do you think Rare's going to have an issue? And he said, hey, if they want to take my partnership, I don't give a shit. That was his exact fucking words, because I was there, I watched it happen live. And he put out this video on YouTube, and he was like, oh no, I'm the person who should be like... Someone's getting murdered in the corridor.
But yeah, no, that's my take. Him turning around saying, I don't give a shit about the Sea of Thieves partner program. Well, clearly you do, because you're still going on about it to begin with. But that to me is actually the reason why you were removed. Not like I think the memorial stuff could have been brushed over by Rare and spoken to and talked to. But if they saw that and were like, okay, we're gonna sit down and speak to Owlet about this, and then 5 minutes later he says, I don't give a shit about the Sea of Thieves partner program, then they just turn around and go,
Really?
why should we sit down and talk to him then?
Yeah, he
Just
doesn't
get
give a
rid of
shit. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. And he even in that video that he posted, he tried to spin it as like, I said, well, if they take my partnership, they take my partnership. No, you fucking didn't. You said, if they take my partnership, I don't give a shit. They were the words that came out of your mouth. Lying to your audience, stop trying to play victim.
If you don't respect the partnership program, then why should they give you any time of day to tell you why you're in the wrong?
Exactly. And why should they look at any of your shit afterwards?
Yeah, his main gripe has been Rare punishing other partners for discretion.
Yeah.
So he's God, we sound like a broken record here, but we go back to the Rob Raven thing. Is that again, none of this was ever officially announced, but the knowledge that everyone has is that Rob Raven was banned from the Sea of Thieves Partners program for a month. The problem is, within that calendar month he was banned, there were no drops. So if we feel that drops is one of, or if is the biggest perk other than the 26 packs and a capstone in terms of giveaway gifts,
drops is the only good thing about being a partner.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
So the fact is, if there's no, if he's not if he's not banned in drops, and I don't even know if he's streamed these drops, because I've not been very observant this week and weekend.
I haven't seen.
But even if he is or isn't, the fact is, if that ban wasn't applicable within this set of drops, then Alaktar's argument was, oh well, that's hardly a punishment, is it? Well, again, stop trying to compare apples with pears, because the simple fact is, this isn't. This is in no way a relatable situation, and your gripe, the original tweet was about, is absolutely valid. There's clearly something a bit sus going on here. The problem is you don't have any evidence, and then trying to call Rare out to do something about it is a bit. On what basis? So Rare can only make a decision where they're punishing somebody if they've got clear evidence to make that decision. There is no clear evidence here. It's just hearsay, conjecture, and expert opinion. But the fact is, you don't have any concrete evidence to show that this person has done this. Everyone that's looked at the footage has gone, yes, there clearly is something amiss here. But all it does is just throw a little bit of more scrutiny on those individuals that are being called out. And they may be watched more closely now by all and sundry. But the overarching thing is, there's nothing Rare can do. What do you want?
Like I said, it's not in their TOS.
What?
It's not in their TOS. So it's not in their jurisdiction, essentially.
The only thing that Alex said, I watched the video, the only thing that he said was that someone in his chat said that two of them were in his chat, but he doesn't have pictures of it. So it's like, that's just an accusation. The same thing that you're doing to those people. Like, it's you have no proof, unfortunately.
There was a second. There was a second shooter on the grassy knoll. You got a photo? No, but I saw him. He was there.
I smelt him. I could smell him.
Did you see Oliver Stone, Kevin Costner? They made a film about it. It's got to be real, isn't it? It's literally like ancient aliens on fucking History Channel. Oh yeah, there's pointing at Orion's belt. Got to be fucking ancient aliens. You got any proof? No. But yeah, it's pretty sus, isn't it? Though it's pretty sus. Fuzzy Bomb thinks it's sus.
Bigfoot's real, though, right?
Fuzzy, right?
Fuzzy. I love Fuzzy. Right. I have no gripes against him at all. Respect him as a content creator. Respect him as a person. Respect him as a streamer. The fact he taught new pirates to run into the fucking wind. Fuck you, Fuzzy Bond. Fuck you. Who makes a video and says, if you want to run away from pirates, run into the wind. Fuck. You're the reason why everyone's Red Sea in their fucking loot now, you bastard. Also, love you, Fuzzy. Please don't hurt me.
Fort cannons. The amount of times that people try to do that, and I'm like, they're going to use fort cannons and then just fucking fire a cannon into the tower and blows up a keg and they die, and I'm like, sorry, Fuzzy. Didn't get that.
No one owes you a fight.
I remember watching that video back when I had no idea what I was doing.
Oh, the fort cannon?
Yeah, the fort cannon, yeah.
Or both, yeah. Fucking hell. I think we've all watched it.
But by the way, and can we edit this back later? Can we just all appreciate that Vim is still drinking beer out of a carafe? Could everyone just...
Yeah, fuck it.
The official carafe.
It's my new thing now, dude. Like, I went to the shop, I saw a pint glass, and I was like, no, I don't even fucking care. This thing's fucking lit, mate.
I have blown through all of my alcohol here. Because I've been stuck with COVID.
Of alcohol?
Well, no, I can't really go out and get more because I have
COVID.
Oh.
And having it delivered, I live in a student accommodation, so they have to leave it with the reception, and I can't show them my ID or anything until they get to the door. So I'm just like sitting here unintentionally dry.
Yeah, that sucks. I'm gonna have to knock on someone's door and be like, hey, if I slip you a tenner under the door, can you go get me some beer, please?
I actually probably could manage. I do have an emergency stash of scotch that I don't want to break into because I kind of want to save it, but I might.
We had a bit lined up, but you didn't mention it off the bat that you had COVID.
So we were all going to be like, we need to socially distance this podcast. We're all going to put masks on. I didn't even have a mask. Do you know what was even better?
Mask ready.
You know what was even better? I didn't even have a mask. That's why I ducked under the table so I could whip it off, because I literally had boxer shorts that I was going to use as a mask because I thought it would be even funnier.
Oh shit, that's a good bit.
Yeah.
Damn, I ruined it.
No, it's all good. I was going to ask you about it anyway and just be like, oh yeah.
We were waiting for the time for you to mention it and be like, "Oh shit!" and then.
Do I actually have to put my? Do I actually have to put my boxer shorts on?
My dumbass probably would have gone for a mask too. Have been like, "Oh wait.
Oh, wait, do we actually have to do this?
Wait.
If you do it, I can get it for the thumbnail and then have it like socially distanced.
Socially distanced podcast.
I have the perfect one.
I lost my snood, so like literally have to wear boxer shorts.
From the side, this is
literally a
big
pair of
thing. You
boxers.
can actually put food in it, some sort of trough.
You have a beat.
Like a feed, like what the horses have when they get fed.
If you got like a little.
Plague doctor. See, that's a.
I got one of lizards.
Is that Luton?
Oh, that's so sick.
Yeah, that's one of lizards. Yeah.
That's sick. I love that.
Yeah, I love this thing.
I didn't know she was like 50 years old.
With a name like
she-
Liz.
Well, the thing is that she has her
What have we done?
her picture depicts obviously her in-game character the whole time, and then I think she put out like a picture of her, which she doesn't do often, and it was just an old lady, and I was like, I wasn't expecting that.
An old lady.
No one expects
An
an
old
old lady.
No one expects the old lady.
The Spanish Inquisition, and then just behind that is an old lady just emerging out of the ocean.
An old lady.
Fucking hell. It's like Nana's attack from the Mighty Boo.
Then again.
Nanageddon, that's the one. The only fucking Mighty Boosh episode that I always contemplate skipping. Because it's dog shit.
I'd say in my ex-office, in my old employer, Mike Fielding worked as a barista. It was just like, this is mad. Your living brother is still on TV doing stuff, and you're here making me coffee. It was
Chilling.
just chilling.
That's the curse of being a sibling of somebody famous. Like, what are you gonna do?
It's just like
What are your talents,
I
huh?
got
It's
a
like
lot in a Kit.
Mr.
Yeah,
Beast.
I got a
brother.
lot in a Kit Kat from Naboo every freaking morning. It's like, if I don't pay, and then he goes like, someone goes, "Oh, if I don't pay, will you turn your back on me?" And I went, "I'm sure he's never heard that one before." I bet that's freaking hilarious. For him. I bet he loves it.
I'm
As
sure
I
he
say,
hates that.
he's just
I'm sure he
died
hates
inside
every
a
moment of
little.
his existence.
Every time he turns around, it's like, can I just have a like a pack of ciggies, please? And he turns around, he's like, oh, he did the thing.
Someone's just going bang, 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 bang.
God, probably got so many people taking TikToks
like-
of that too.
Oh, God.
How much is it? Is it 500 euros?
He should be charging for that.
It's in
He
Bristol.
should be charging to do
You
that.
want from me, you slag?
You slag.
Oh dear.
I'd just walk in like off the live show. What's my name? Naboo. What's my name? I'd get kicked out of that shop so quickly. I'm so awkward around famous people. I remember meeting Craig Charles for the first time because he used to do the Craig Charles like Funk and Soul Club at the venue that I worked at. And I sat there and I went, "All right, there, kid." And you should have seen the look he gave me. And I was there like, probably shouldn't have done that. And then when I met Rimmer from Red Dwarf, it was actually in traffic. I was sat in the passenger seat. I looked over and I saw him, and it was like a distance enough where we could lean out and like shake hands, because I rolled my window down and I went at him. He did it back to me and then rolled his window down, and I stuck my hand out and he shook my hand out the traffic lights, and then he just drove away. And I was like,
That's incredible.
best celebrity interaction ever, apart from when I met Peter Kay and made him sign a can of beans in fucking Asda's in Queensferry.
Nice.
And I had nothing around, and I was literally just like, what's the first thing I can think of? Sign this. Boom.
Sign
Went
my
and bought
beans.
that for 20p.
that's-
Could have sold it for $1,000.
That's probably the most Peter Kay thing you could ever get anyone to sign, other than a
No, garlic,
other than
yeah.
a packet of garlic bread, or a can of John Smith's.
Right? It was literally just the first thing I was like, I need something. I was like, I don't suppose you've got any paper. And he's just looking at me like, I want to do my shopping and go home. And I'm just like, Heinz.
I surprisingly only had a couple of like celebrity interactions. I mean, I like, aside from like Broadway people, I've met a lot of Broadway people since that's like my field. But aside from that, walked by John Mulaney like 3 times. That was fun. Not really.
What was his jaw
but-
doing?
Huh?
What was his jaw doing?
I couldn't tell you, honestly. I really couldn't.
Man is so big into his Colombian snow.
This was before he left his wife.
Ah, okay, cool.
So-
Yeah. So this was pre-Gurn.
This was, yeah. This was like pre-leaving his wife. I don't know what I would have done if I saw him after. Probably nothing, because I'm a normal human being.
Yes.
But the other one was I was working at a coffee shop in the middle of Manhattan, and god awful. Don't do it. But
Wasn't planning.
good. Like, but y'all know Seth Meyers.
I do know Seth
I
Meyers.
recognize the name.
I do know Seth Meyers.
So I'm to this day, I'm like 90 to 95% sure that it was him. Came into the shop, and like we had to ask everybody for their name for their order, and I'm just like, what's your name? And then he's just like, no, and he just walked away. So I just wrote no on the cup and then gave it to him, and I was just like, I don't have time for your shit, dude.
Incredible.
I think the only the only celebrity interaction I had is I met Falcor in Insiders.
Comparable.
I really tried to not laugh. I really tried to not laugh at that.
I don't think I've actually met him. I've been in arm's length of the artist for Gorillaz, Jamie. Can't remember his last name. You know the artist for Gorillaz, Jamie. You would know it when you him. I don't know his last name. I can't.
I can't remember their names, but I know who you're on about.
Jamie Hewlett. That's it.
Hmm.
How about you, Goss? You probably met like fucking every celebrity.
My wife's been on the train in southwest London with Johnny Depp and his 2 bodyguards. He took the train into central London, and she's managed to sort of slyly just get a photograph off, and he just sat there, and there's these 2 massive blokes just stood behind him watching it.
Just walk up to her and just fucking grab the phone. It's like, come. I think the craziest interaction I've heard was my son's granddad, my ex-partner's freaking father. He got a call one day from a couple of his mates that he worked with, and they were like, come out drinking, we're in Hickory's in Chester. And he was like, I can't be bothered. He was like, no, honestly, you really want to come out, No, 100%. Like, no, I'm not coming out. He's like, no, you really want to. Guess who the fuck was at the bar? George Clooney, Bruce Willis, and some other massive fucking actor that was with them. And I was like,
Holy shit.
What? First of all, how did I not know that they were in Chester? And second of all, why the fuck were they in Chester for? At Hickory's. Like, did they want a taste of America while they were in the UK? So they went to like the only fucking US smokehouse that they've got, and like every US smokehouse here, it's like, we do brisket. And it's like, right? Do you do anything else? We do a brisket burger.
Oh, my soul. Oh.
We also do fried chicken, and if you don't want the fried, we'll grill it for you. It's like, oh, nice one, cheers, I love it.
Honestly, like, I haven't had good old American quality barbecue since I've been here. The closest I've ever gotten was this really cool small place. Shit, I can't do without laughing. I was gonna say Spoons, damn it. Fuck.
Spoons is some top tier
Spoons is
cuisine,
good.
my dude.
So,
That's why, honestly, if you don't start your night out, they don't. So, all right, when I was
Gotta
doing
get
my
a
work
picture.
experience in high school, okay, I worked at a cafe for like 2 weeks, and across the road, they opened a Weatherspoons, right? And Simon, the guy who owned the cafe, he turned around to me, he was like, you're not planning on working over there, are you? And I was like, to be honest, I'm planning to do my work experience and then dip to college. I'm never coming back to any of these places ever again. I don't want to stay in this town. And he's like, that's very fair. Well, have a look at this. And he showed me the job ads that Weatherspoons put out. They weren't looking for chefs. They weren't looking for cooks. They were looking for microwave technicians.
Oh, yeah.
That was the legitimate job title that they were given. A microwave technician. That was on the fucking job site. That wasn't even a meme.
Hey.
It was on the job site that Weatherspoons
They
posted.
microwave it better than I could. That's my qualifier. Like, if they can microwave it better than I can, like, sure.
Yeah, Chef Mike is the best
I'll
chef.
spend £4.
Chef Mike.
£4 on a 3-course meal. Let's fucking go. And you get a beer with it for £5. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
You get a beer with it for an
Can't
extra
beat it.
pound.
And the great thing about Weatherspoons now is that you can order it all off your phone from
Yeah,
there.
Oh,
you don't even have to
so
go
great.
talk to the
That's like-
crackheads.
Selling point, right? Oh boy, I gotta.
Octo, so the only bad thing about spoons is Octo got spiked at a spoons once. Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's
Yeah.
not great.
Probably,
That's
but I'm an
London
animal.
Spoons for you.
That's just London in general, mate.
Yeah.
Late night spoons in Glasgow is
No,
something.
I'd rather not.
It's a lot.
Glass smashing.
I'd rather not. I will say though, you saying that
They'd
you
actually they'd probably become audible. You better understand what they're saying.
yeah, true. Well, like they drink so much that they just start being like, "Hello there, good sir. Could you possibly point me to the nearest taxi rank? I seem to be lost, and I have misplaced my funds."
Hello,
It's like,
Carruthers. Right, gents, I'm going to have to disappear because it is 2:45 in the morning and I do need to get up.
No worries.
Right.
Imagine being old.
That's nothing to do with being old.
can finish up,
It's called having a profession. Jesus. Thanks, Finn, for the sympathy. Bastard.
Mwah. I love you.
Right, cheers, then. Thanks for coming on, man. Cheers, no worries.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks for coming on. Yeah. If you want to plug any of your socials now, or I finish recording and we can get all our recordings here.
Stream my music on Spotify. Just look up Jared Alexander Johnson and then you'll find it. It's Fallout 4 themed, it's Skyrim themed. There's some Stardew Valley on there. Something for everybody.
Oh yeah.
There you go. We'll stick a link to that in the description as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool. Sweet. Cheers, and so good night from the Rare Gatehouse. See you later.
From the fucking Rare Gatehouse.